CFC for this 31st season in 2018, just kicking underway here tonight. Once again, this is Steve Weed Media, and we're going to be doing Metro State Roadrunner football this season. Hope you like football. And guess what, folks? The big surprise is at halftime, we have a former Denver Bronco legend that will be here. We'll be speaking with him. We'll let you, as we get closer to halftime, we'll kind of give you hints as to who it's going to be, so stay tuned to figure that out.
You're going to want to stick around.
Absolutely. It was a treat. I found out from Steve Weed last night. We were going to be talking to him. I've been a Bronco fan my entire life, and I get a chance to sit there and talk to this guy and kind of relive some moments. That ought to be a lot of fun. We're going to take a quick break, countdown to kickoff. Straight ahead, we're getting close here at Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. George Holden along with Eric Galcerin. Stick with us. We're getting ready for Metro State football taking on the Denver Pirates. Welcome back, everybody. We're getting set here for semi-pro football. Welcome to Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. George Holden, along with Eric Galcerin, getting ready to kick this ball off. Week 1 of the Colorado Football Conference in its 31st year of existence. And again, being presented to you, Metro State Football, by Steve Weed Media out of Colorado Springs. And Eric, you look at this, the Metro State Roadrunners, the home team there in the blue with the white and red trim. The Pirates, Denver Pirates, in the white uniforms with the black and gold trim. Metro State is Metro State University, a college football club program, one of only 2 in the CFC. This is a big deal for them to be able to play up at the semi-pro level.
Absolutely. They're definitely taking on some competition that's got a lot more experience than they do.
Yep. So here we go, getting set to tee it off, and the Pirates will kick off. Sun starting to drop behind the Rockies. Beautiful scene here. Love looking at the mountains. I never get tired of it. So here we go. Metro State set deep. Week 1 of semi-pro football. Normally football is played in the fall, but guess what, folks? We get our football fix in the spring and summer. Starting tonight, and it goes all the way through July. Hope you can make it for these games. Glad to have you with us. And we are off and running at Shea Stadium. A little bit of a sidewinder to the left side. Ball bounces down to the 12, and here comes Metro State on the kick return, and he is hit hard and driven down at the 25-yard line, and he laid a lick on him. And, Eric, that's the way you want to start it on a kickoff.
Oh, yeah. Not if you're Metro State, but definitely if you're the Pirates.
There's a term they use in the game of football, and it's called laying the wood. And that's what happened down there. Man, special teams is not for the faint of heart.
No, it is not.
Once again, an update, UCCS, their first win, first ever, 57-6 over the Wildfire. The Raptors beat the Eagles earlier, 34-6. Those are the two finals that are in. Want to give you a quick note for Metro State. Coach Davis has a collapsed lung. They wanted us to let viewers know that, and our thoughts and prayers are with Coach Davis from Metro State University football. Football's like a family, always has been. I think that's a big part of why I love being around the game so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
One big family. First set of downs of the season for Metro State University. Out of the shotgun, a back to each side, and a back behind him. Hard count. The toss to the right side. They're going to go for the halfback pass. He wants it, throws it down deep, and it's picked off by the Pirates at the 40-yard line. And that was by looked like number 15, Jordan Lacavetta, got the toss out of the shotgun. It's a great thing to do a trick play early, Eric, but that play was too slow developing.
Yeah, it was very poorly executed. They actually got it run back all the way to Metro's 47. So very short field to start off for the Pirates. Let's see what they do.
Looking at the history of this Colorado Football Conference after that quick turnover, 31st year of existence, a little bit of history. Metro State, the Roadrunners, won the Colorado Football Conference title back in 1988. It's been 30 years, their only title, and who knows, down the road it could bode well for them. But you got to be able to execute on the offensive side, and the Pirates took advantage. That was a gimme on the interception.
Yeah, they threw into coverage. There's two Pirates there. That ball should not have been thrown.
And we apologize, still waiting on an updated roster for the Denver Pirates at this time. First game of the season, they're still doing some trades and things like that. The dive play to the left side by the Pirates, they'll get a couple out of it. It'll be second down for the Denver Pirates. Just underway, 14:32 and counting at Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. George Holden, Eric Galsron, and this is Steve Weed Media. Having fun here. If I could do football year-round, I would.
Yeah, if they only played it year-round.
Absolutely, but people have to stay healthy. That's important. You've got to be healthy.
Yep.
Pirates out of the shotgun. 2nd and 7 after a pickup of 3 on that dive play to the left side. Quarterback barking out the signals. Hands off. Gets a little bit of a lead, and the big guy off to the left side between the guard and the tackle. He'll pick up a couple. It should be a third and manageable for the Pirates.
Yeah, it looks like 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5.
Yep. So what do you do here, Eric? Do you do play action? Down here, you've got 2 runs out of the gate. You're running the ball well, or do you go right back to the well?
I honestly would be throwing the ball right now. Their run game, this 2 shots already, only got 5 yards total. I'd be throwing the ball at this point.
Well, let's see.
Try to spread out that defense of Metro State and keep them honest.
Yep. Let's see what they do. Out of the I formation, 1 receiver split to each side. Motion from the near side for the Pirates. Left side again, 3rd time, and the big guy, he's going to be stopped short at the 40-yard line. Good stand by the Metro State defense, laying some licks down there. And after the interception, Eric, that was key. Metro State turns it over on the first play. Defense forces the Pirates to 3 and out.
Yep.
And once again, as soon as we get a Pirates updated roster, we will be able to get some players for you. We have the Metro State. We are the voice of Metro State University football for this 2018 season. And Metro State, the defense stood their ground. Let's see if the offense can pick it up. And the quarterback, number 1, Jeff Lettner. He's out of the gun. I'm sorry. Pirates under center again. They're going to go 4th down and 3, and they're going to boot, and he's going to get it. Wow. And the Pirates, they run the fake to the left, the far side. They get the boot to the near side, and he gets Eric just enough to move the sticks, and that's what it's about, moving the sticks.
Yep, they got another 4 going.
So the clock continues to run, under 12 and a half in this first quarter. In case some of you are joining us and you've never really watched semi-pro football or understand the rules, it's football like anything else. They play by NCAA rules. So if any of you are football fans and watch a lot of college football, same rules apply.
Yeah. They also play down by contact to
yes.
minimize injury.
Yep, good point, Eric. That's why I have Eric. He helps me remember the things that I forget. The screen to the far side, and Metro had him, and then they lassoed him. There's a flag.
Yeah, that's a horse collar there, unfortunately.
Took the words right out of my mouth. You're right. That's you can't do that. Eric, at every level of football, from pee-wees up into the pros, over the last decade or so, they're getting more and more strict with the rules on contact and hitting because of people getting hurt.
Oh, yeah, and especially with plays like that where you just can't do stuff like that and expect not to be called for it. That was pretty blatant. And I'm honestly, you get anywhere near that region nowadays, whether you even have the pads or not, and they're calling it.
Yep, good point. A little bit about the Colorado Football Conference after they set him back with the penalty up against the Pirates. It's going against the Pirates. So not sure what the call was. We thought it was horse collar on Metro State, but so far, Eric, the calls have gone for Metro. It's gone Metro's way, and it's keeping them in the game early. So it'll be 1st and 20 at the 45 of the Pirates. Not sure what that penalty was. I formation, a receiver split to each side again. The handoff, left side. They like running to that left side, but a no-go. Great swarming defense by the Roadrunners. And, Eric, so far, except for the bootleg with the Pirates, they've run to the left side every single time.
Yeah, they definitely like the left. And we'll see if they start mixing it up. They've got a lot of yards to pick up. I would hope to see them start to try to open this game up. They've got another 18 yards to go for another first down. So they've got a lot of yards to get before they're able to do anything.
Yep, 2nd and 18 at the 43. Last year, the Pirates ran away big and beat Metro State. We'll see if Metro State how much they've improved in the offseason. I formation again. Play action. He's coming to the right, and Metro bearing down, but he gets away. Good tackle there. Metro State will get the number, I want to say it's number 10, and that's Brandon Halperin. Number 10 for the Roadrunners. Good tackle. He was able to get behind him, get enough of him, clip him, and get him down. So good play defensively by Metro. We've only seen one play from them on the offensive side, so really we're not sure what they have yet. And like most of these teams, it's 10 teams, Eric. First game, they're still doing trades. They're still not. They don't have their full teams yet. They're still over the weekend going to be swapping different players. So this is the opening game. So as the season goes on, it's kind of like the NFL. You got trades and that kind of stuff going on. You need to find out who's going to be where.
Yeah, this is pretty much just like a preseason game for the NFL. Just a lot going on. Even the rosters that we had today. The bunch of changes even in the numbers of the jerseys that these guys are wearing. So there's a lot going on still. I don't know that they've even ironed out who their actual starters are going to be for the season. Yep.
Good pressure. Backside by the Metro State University defense, and that's number 49. Looking for him on the roster. Number 49 brought the heat. That time, that's Joseph Joyner. Number 49 brought the heat from his linebacker spot and forced that quick throw. And now it looks like Metro is going to go into punting. I'm sorry, the Pirates are going to punting mode. Punter's back at his own 46.
Yeah, unless they've got some type of trick up their sleeve like they did with the with that scramble early on. It's definitely
good kick. Way. So the Metro State defense holds. Good kick by the Pirates all the way down
to the
inside the 1. What a punt by the Pirates. And they pin Metro deep. They're going to make them go the distance, Eric.
Yeah, that's a foot shy of 100 yards.
That's, as a offensive coordinator, that's when you sit and go, oh, boy, okay, keep it simple.
Yeah, well, we're probably going to see some runs at first.
Yep.
To start this off. Hopefully they can give themselves a little breathing room and then move forward from there, open up the playbook a little bit. Let's see if they do another trickery or if they play honest football this time.
A trick play down, this defense, I think the term coaches use is ill-advised. It'd be ill-advised at this end of the field. So Lettner, the quarterback, number 1 in the shotgun, a back to each side, a back behind him, and receiver split to either side. He's in his end zone. He's going to hand off to his running back and try to get a little breathing room. And might have got a couple yards out of that, tough yards for Metro State.
Yep, a yard and a half.
In this Colorado Football Conference, there's 10 teams. It's one conference. There's 9 games. Everyone plays everyone. The top 6 make the playoffs. A couple of new teams this year. UCCS, one of them, down in Colorado Springs. That's where Eric and I live. And we will be broadcasting that game live next week here at Shea Stadium. UCCS will take on these Metro State Roadrunners, the only 2 college club football teams in the conference.
Yes.
Lettner out of the shotgun again. Handoff through the middle, and he's going to be taken down in the end zone. But they're not going to do that. They're marking it just shy of the goal line. So you know what? Metro State dodged a bullet right there.
Yeah, it didn't look like it got out of the end zone to me.
Well, it's tough as a ex-quarterback, ex-football coach, when you're down there in the end zone and there's just not a lot of room to work with. And you're coming up with ideas, and sometimes you're buried there and you're playing a solid defense. You're just trying to get room to punt. It's that bad. So out of the shotgun, 3rd and 10 at the 1. Lettner lets it fly. Pass is caught, but it's going to be short of the first down. But Lettner, he's 1 for 1 so far in this first half, but not going to be enough. And Metro State, Eric, will be punting from their own end zone.
Yep, another good field position opportunity for the Pirates. We'll see what they do with this next go-around, unless, of course, we see some more trickery.
Yep.
Which would, again, be ill-advised.
Yep. You got to know those plays come out at special times in a game. And so the Pirates, their return man, number 14, he'll be back at the 46-yard line. Actually, the 46 of Metro. So pretty good opportunity here for the Pirates with good field position.
Oh, yeah. If he gets to run anything back, they'll be within field goal range, even if they go 3 and out.
Quickly. So, and Metro State making sure that they've got 3 up men in front of their punter. They know they're going to try to Pirates are going to go for the block. So the punt, it's a spiral, comes out the far sideline, and it'll bounce and go out of bounds at about the 42-yard line on the far side. So good job by Metro State. Their punter, Nicholas Brady, getting it out of there, cleaning it out. You know, in the punting game, it's a intricate, crucial part of the game of football, Eric, and that's the punter's job, is to clear things out and make it difficult on the other side and try to pin him. And I think that was a pretty good kick. He did what he could do back there.
Yeah, he did a really great job, and he gave as much field position as he possibly could give for his defense to be able to try to stop these guys. They're currently out of field goal range, and if they can get a 3 and out here, maybe they can get something done.
Yep. So the Pirates back on offense. That was a quick series for Metro State. They're back on. Their defense has played well so far, very well so far. Well. But you got to be on the offensive side. You've got to be able to move the football and give your defense a breather. So here we go. 7:15 left in the first quarter. Opening night of the Colorado Football Conference season at Shea Stadium and Highlands Ranch. The Pirates with a big run up to the left side, and he gets popped by Metro State. The defensive back will get the number here on the far side. It looks like 55.
Wow, he certainly earned that run. It looked like he got 9 on the play. And, wow, did he took a hit.
Robbie Romero with the hit on the far side for Metro State.
Got a flag down. I don't know that is actually going to count.
So, looked like a good run for the Pirates.
5-yard penalty.
Yep. And you know what? The calls have gone Metro State's way early in this game.
Well, at least they're playing clean football.
Yep. Got to play smart, play clean. So here comes the Pirates. A back to each side. Quarterback in the shotgun, receiver split to each side. Ball at about the 46 of Metro. Good time. Fires in the flat, far side, and he drops it at the 40-yard line. The Pirates. That was a good look, good protection up front. And I think he was thinking of getting upfield before he had the ball.
Yeah, he was turning upfield all right. I think that was number 9, if I'm not mistaken. And, yeah, he definitely was turning upfield before he had that ball secured. Those are the catches you just got to make.
Yep, those are gimmies.
Especially if you're in here and you're trying to move up into, say, the NFL or up to a higher league. Those are the things. Those are your money makers. Those are the ones that are going to get you to move up.
Yep. So the Pirates 2nd and 14 at the 46 of Metro. The I formation. Under center. Handoff, the dive play right to the right side, and swarming defense by the Roadrunners of Metro State. They swallowed him up. They saw that coming.
Oh, they did.
Great job by Metro State defensively.
They are playing very disciplined football.
They are. And, you know, when the calls are going your way, you work it to your advantage. If you're in a game that's going to be low scoring and hard fought, sometimes, honestly, those calls go your way and you end up coming out with a win. It might not be a really pretty glorious win, but a win is a win is a win. You take them how you can get them. 3rd and 12.
Wins will galvanize a team.
Yep. It's one game at a time. That's what they always say.
Everything could be going wrong, but if you get the W.
Yep. It doesn't have to look pretty.
There's a lot of forgiveness with a W.
There is. And a timeout. Nope. I think. Yep. Timeout. Denver Pirates with a 3rd and 12 coming up. Ball at the 44-yard line. 5:54 left here in the first quarter of play at Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. You're watching Colorado Football Conference football on Steve Weed Media. I'm George Holden. He's Eric Galsron. Folks, stick with us. More football straight ahead. Welcome back once again, everybody, to Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch. Colorado Football Conference football. George Holden, Eric Galsron, the voices of Metro State Roadrunner football for this 2018 semi-pro season. And right now, a big 3rd and 12 by the Denver Pirates at the 44-yard line of Metro State. Scoreless game. 5:54 left in the first period of play. Metro State, they go with twins receivers to both sides. And a back to the left of their quarterback in shotgun for the Pirates. Pirates drop back. Quarterback steps up, fires in the near side flat. He's got his receiver, and he is right at the sticks, Eric. And there's a little bit of shoving and pushing and extracurricular activity going on down there, but that's football.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of heart out there right now, especially for these guys trying to move up into
the next level.
Yep.
Wherever that is, whether it's indoor or CFL or whatever.
Yep.
They got it.
Down.
They turned, and you know what's key to that play? As an ex-quarterback and a coach, the offensive line did an outstanding job. They're in the shotgun. QB steps up, and he knows to step up in the pocket, let the rush go around, fires a rifle shot in the near side. He's got a wide-open receiver.
Yeah, and I think that the Metro State gave him a little bit too much pad. They didn't want to get beat back behind, and they ended up giving up the first down versus the big play, and both hurt.
Well, what's the old saying we talk about all the time? Football's chess with bodies. It's really all it is. Coaches are making moves. Quarterbacks make moves. And they're trying to figure out the chinks in the armor. But 1st and 10, the Pirates move the sticks. And they're threatening at the 32-yard line of Metro State. Metro State's defense has been impressive so far. Quick shot near side for the Pirates. And a great tackle!
For a loss.
God, he is fired up on the sideline. And that is number 10, Brandon Halperin again, with his second big tackle of the first quarter.
And number 28 with the assist.
And number 28, we're looking at this a brand new roster, Danny Duarte, also on the tackle for the Roadrunners. Good job. And that was a textbook form tackle, near foot, near shoulder, wrap him up. And so that was a loss, 2-yard loss.
And it just put them out of field goal range.
That's key. Good point, Eric. It's true. And, you know, in a game like this, so far, it looks like points are going to be tough to come by. You need to take advantage when you're down on the other opponent's end of the field.
Yeah, and the Pirates are running the ball a lot. So I think that as the game goes on, we're going to see just how tough Metro is at defending.
Fade down the far side, near sideline. Good look by the quarterback. There was one-on-one coverage and overshoots his intended target.
Yeah, and he was open. He had a good 2 steps on Metro State.
That's, in my opinion, all the years I've played, coached, or broadcasted football, and this is my opinion. and I'm a quarterback saying this, I think the toughest position to play in modern football is corner, shutdown corner. You have got to be not only a tremendous athlete, but extremely durable and very intelligent to be out on that island.
And agile.
Man, what's the saying? Agile, mobile, hostile. Yep. To be out on that corner covering quick, fast wide receivers for 4 quarters, that's asking a lot.
It is. These guys are expected to stay right on the hips of these receivers when they're juking to the left or the right or wherever they're going, and they need to be able to read the body language and anticipate what's happening before it actually happens in order to be able to make a smart play.
Another timeout on the field. This time it's Metro State, their first timeout of the first half. 4:37 remaining here in the first quarter at Shea Stadium. A big 3rd and 12 at the 34 coming up for the Denver Pirates. Scoreless so far. We'll take a quick break. I'm George Holden. He's Eric Galsrin. You're watching Colorado Football Conference Metro State Roadrunner football right here on Steve Weed Media. Stick with us, folks. We'll be right back. Welcome back, Shea Stadium, Highlands Ranch, Colorado. George Holden, Eric Galsrin. We're doing some semi-pro football. Metro State University, they're on defense, and they're facing a 3rd and 12 from the Denver Pirate offense at their own 34-yard line. Shotgun formation, trips receivers to the left, 1 receiver to the near side, and a back to the right of the quarterback out of shotgun for the Pirates, barking out the signals. 3rd down, and it's the fake, and he tries to do the handoff to the left side, and Metro State is going to swarm on top of him, not having it. They slam the door on the Pirates, and guess what? They're going to give their offense another shot unless the Pirates go for it on 4th down again, Eric.
Yeah, but they've got 13 yards to go on this one. It didn't look like they got anything on this play, so they've got a lot of yardage to cover if they're going for it on 4th, and I can't see them going for it.
No, again, ill-advised. But sometimes, being an ex-coach, it's weird to climb into the mind of a coach because you never know what he's thinking or what he's going to do.
Yeah, I mean, this would be a good time for a trick play.
Yep. So one of the up men, possibly. That's why there's 3 phases of the game of football. People forget offense, defense, and special teams. So another punt, a roller, hits at about the 5-yard line and drops right inside. That's the 2nd punt by the Pirates that's inside the 1-yard line. Are you kidding me?
Honestly,
wow. That's like a dagger to the heart of your offense.
Yeah, this one is only 2 feet of more field than they had on the previous one.
Yeah.
George, you got to catch that ball, even if it's a fair catch.
Yeah.
I mean, you give yourself that ball hit down at the 7-yard line and then rolled all the way down to the 1.
Well,
you fair catch it, you get that catch, at least you've got 7 yards to play with. Now you've got the ability to run the ball. You have the ability to make a mistake and recover from it. Now you don't have that ability.
Yep, that's a tough one. Usually have a coach that's down on the sideline talking to that punter, letting him know, field it, get away from it. But here we go, inside the 1 again. Metro State. Lettner hands off to his running back through the middle. He's going to get a little breathing room out to close to the 5-yard line for Metro State. They got a mountain to climb, but you do it one play at a time.
Yeah, that's true. And the Pirates knew it was coming, and they still were able to get a good 4 yards out of that. So credit and kudos to Metro for being able to grind out some yards, give them a little bit of breathing room to make this next play happen.
Yep. So Metro, they get 3 out of it. 2nd and 7. Clock closing in on 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Scoreless first quarter here at Shea Stadium. Out of the shotgun, a back behind him. 1 receiver split to each side and a slot on each side. Back to Pat. Lettner's got time. Fires. Oh, no, he's got his receiver, and he's got some running room. To the 15, to the 20. The foot race down the sideline. Yeah! He may go. 40, 30. Good night, Roadrunners. Their first score of the 2018 season takes it to the house. 95 yards for the Roadrunners. Lettner to his wide receiver, number 15, Jordan Lacavetta. Wow.
Wow. 96 yards on one play. That was beautiful.
Well, you know what? That's called being in a hole and saying we got to find a way to get out of this. You know what? Let's not do it one play at a time. Let's go for the knockout punch. They run a route that clears over the middle. He comes over the middle. Great blocking by his other wide receivers to get that alley. They just needed to get him around that one guy about the 20-yard line, Eric, and it was a foot race to the end zone, and he blew their doors off.
Yeah, there's only two people that needed to be blocked, and both of them got blocked, giving him the opportunity to get all the way down the field.
Jordan Lacavetta, he ran a textbook crossing route deep in his own end, and Lettner, his quarterback, fires a rocket shot right over the middle, catches it, doesn't break stride, and guess what? Took it to the house. So number 9 is the kicker, Nicholas Brady, for the extra point. Snap, kick is up. It's through and true, and just like that, in a scoreless game, the Metro State University Roadrunners in Game 1 of the 2018 season break a scoreless game with a 95-yard touchdown play. It's 2:43 left here in the first period. We'll take a quick break. George Holden, Eric Galsron, you're watching Colorado Football Conference football right here on Steve Weed Media. Stick with us, folks. This game's heating up. Back to football here in Highlands Ranch, Colorado, after a heart-stopping play, Eric. And again, our thoughts and prayers go out to Metro State football coach, Coach Davis, a collapsed lung. We're hoping he's going to heal up and get better and be back on the sideline soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
What a play, though, Eric.
Phenomenal.
Wow. I mean, when the chips are on the table, you just go for it, and that's what Coach Cobb and his staff did. They said, we're just going to go for it, and they execute beautifully. So the kickoff, and the Pirates will get it out to the 36-yard line, and a flag comes flying in from the back judge all the way to the 30. Sometimes you joke with the officials and say, do you guys ever have contests who's got the strongest arm out of the 6 of you could throw in a flag? Because sometimes some of those flags go soaring, man. I used to when I played and coached, I used to like prior to the game, talk with the officials, chat with them, tease them a little bit, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it looked like the receiver actually put his hand up. It looked like he put his hand up for a fair catch and then ran up the field.
Yeah.
That's what it appeared to be.
Yep. Flag's still down. They're figuring it out. Not a lot of penalties. Here's what I'm impressed with, too, Eric. Usually in game 1 of a season, there's a lot of yellow on green because guys are still trying to figure out who's playing what position. Maybe next week they won't play that position. You know what I mean? Sometimes guys switch from offense to defense. All kinds of crazy stuff goes on. And so far, penalty-wise, I really haven't seen anything stupid or flagrant, to put it mildly.
Yeah, I think, 4, maybe 5 penalties
Maybe
so far?
a few. And they've gone Metro State's way.
Yes,
they really have. So that is a blessing for the Roadrunners. The officials are still congregated about the 35-yard line talking about it. Sun's just finally setting over the Rocky Mountains, and from our view here at Highlands Ranch here, it's a beautiful scene. Those mountains are something else. I always think to myself, imagine being a pioneer in the Old West and coming out and seeing that.
I bet it was a lot prettier back then without all the smog, pollution, and
Yes.
everything else.
But the bad part would have been on a wagon train or a horse, you get this close, and then it looks so close, and you're thinking, how many more days is it going to take to cross that?
Yeah.
Right?
And you're going to be the first one crossing it, so there's not a person or a place to we'll just follow the trail.
Right.
You're the one blazing.
You're the one blazing the trail. Trailblazers, the Old West. So here we go. It's going to go against Metro State once it's all said and done. And again, first game of the season. Glad you're with us. Spread the word, folks. Let them know. Let football fans that you know everywhere that if they want to watch football, these guys do this at a high level, folks. They don't get paid to do it. So and you've got to have some skill to be down on that field. So my hat goes off to them. I played semi-pro football years ago in the early 90s, and you don't always get paid to play it, and you've got to be able to be somewhat of an athlete to be down there.
Illegal block in the back?
Yep. Block in the back. So that's the kind of call that will drive a coach mad.
Yeah, that's a 15-yarder there.
And it's dangerous. So here we go. All the way into Metro State territory. The toss, near side for the Pirates, and they're going to be swarmed under it. Another flag goes flying. Big tackle. Number 49 was one of the guys there for Metro State. Joseph Joyner came flying in. We got a flag at the 45-yard line of Metro State. Officials talking it over again. And again, folks, keep in mind, as these games go on, players are going to be traded, that kind of stuff. Guys will be playing different spots next week, things like that. They're still trying to iron the kinks out.
Maybe even different teams.
Yep, that's a big possibility. Years ago, the NFL brought up what's called free agency, and that kind of just changed things, and it kind of trickled down to other. I mean, right now we talked to the head of the league earlier before the game, Eric, and he said that they've capped it at 60 players. He said what do you say, Eric? There's like 2 teams that have the 60. Most of them are running about 35 or so.
Yeah, 35, 45, somewhere in there.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah, there's just 2 teams that are maxed out for their personnel. That's a lot of people to manage.
It is. So here we go. Metro State, they have been early on in this game, the first quarter of the season, they've done an ample job on defense.
Spectacular thus far.
Snap. The Pirates out of shotgun. Quarterback's got time. Looks, fires over the middle. And did he trap it or is that a catch? Are they going to give it to him? They're going to give it to him. Fires a laser beam. The Denver Pirates to big number 15. Still, folks, we apologize. It's game 1. We don't have an active updated roster for the Denver Pirates. That's big number 15. Cradles it in at about the 32, 33-yard line. It was a diving catch. Great effort.
Great effort. It came back to the ball, dove for it.
Oh, it's incomplete. So they're going to say it's not complete. So it will come back. That's a tough call for any official to make, especially when your back is to the receiver. Did he trap it? Is it a one-hopper? And some wide receivers are very crafty about that. They make it look,
Oh, yeah. Even if it skips, they make it look like
it
didn't.
That's what they're taught to do.
That was a close call.
So waiting for the scoreboard clock to come up with the down and distance again.
Yeah, the initial call on the field was that it was a catch, and someone came over and overrode that. So obviously one of the officials saw something that the others did not.
Pirates pass game over again, and a great catch at the 40-yard line. It falls forward. That's number 5, the slot receiver for the Denver Pirates. That ball had some heat on it, and that was a great catch.
Phenomenal catch. He stretched him out really, really. Wow.
And the Pirates, that QB, he does a good job, especially throwing in the middle of the field. He throws low and inside. For 2 reasons. 1, to give his guy the best shot at it. And number 2, a lot of times, depending on how the ball's coming, if it gets knocked up, it's not going to go flying backwards in the air to the secondary to get picked off. So he's been well coached. And that's the quarterback for the Pirates, number 10. 1:10 and counting left in the first quarter. 7-0 Metro State. The snap out of shotgun. The screen, far side. Little too much on it. But Metro State was sitting there waiting to pounce on it.
Yeah, number 1 should have caught that ball. That was right there, right in the chest.
Some of the other games going on tonight in the CFC Week 1, folks. As we told you earlier, UCCS in their first game of the season, first program existence, they had a big win over the Wildfire, 57-6. That's eye-opening. We'll have that game here next week. They'll take on Metro State here at Shea. Raptors versus Eagles. Raptors took out the Eagles, no problem, 34-6. The other games were going on were the Flames at the Northern Colorado Nightmare and the Steel City Rage at the Denver Sharks. We'll keep you updated on scores that come in as they happen.
Yeah, interesting thing about the UCCS football program there, it's actually not a program, it's just a club.
It's a club, correct. That's a good point, Eric. Out of the I formation, receivers split to each side for the Pirates, and Metro State's clapping on defense saying, hey, the Pirates moved early, and it looks like that's the way they're gonna back them up. Again, sometimes penalties either go for you or against you. It's just those games turn out that way. And right now, Metro State's loving that.
Oh, yeah, they are definitely capitalizing on a lot of mistakes by the Pirates right now.
And a good point is that Metro State is showing they're well coached with that.
Oh, they're
doing a good
very
job.
Well coached,
disciplined.
Very disciplined.
So it's going to be 4th down. It's punting time for the Pirates. This punter for the Pirates is good. He's had 2 punts inside the 1-yard line tonight already. And so Metro State knows that. The next time it gets that close, they've got, like you said, they've got to get a hold of that and go.
And I think that this is their opportunity. This is the longest kick for the Pirates that they've seen all day today, so we'll see what happens.
And it's the kick. Good kick again, a wobbler. He'll get it at about, he touched it, and it went out of bounds.
Oh, wow, is he lucky.
Boy, you talk about dodging a bullet. If they turn the ball down there, this game changes quickly. Right now, Metro State, I think, has got an edge. And they've already had the 1 turnover on the first play of the game. They cannot afford a turnover that deep in their end.
No, very fortunate for that ball to go out of bounds. There's another Pirate player that was coming up quick and just opportunistic bounce to go out of bounds as opposed to staying in. That could have easily been a touchdown for the Pirates.
I believe that the return man, number 28, Danny Duarte. And I assume that the coaching staff will have a quick chat with him.
Yeah, his arm should have been up on that. He was more worried about getting hit than he was by actually making that play, and that's
the
why
option,
he didn't.
Lettner to the far side with a quick pitch, and the option to his back. I want to say that's number 5, Aaron Knox for Metro State. I like watching the option. I mean, Colorado Football Conference plays by NCAA rules, and it's fun to watch the option.
It is. You've got a lot of things that can go on there. You've got the quarterback can keep it based on what's going on or pitch it out. It's definitely fun to watch in that regard. And when you have inclement weather, you have to be able to run the ball.
Well said, especially in Colorado, because you never know what stuff's going to do here.
Yeah.
It could hail, it could rain, you have no idea.
Snow.
Closing in 12 seconds and counting left in the first quarter of the first game of the 31st season of CFC football. Fires over the middle. Oh my gosh. Lettner, the quarterback, was looking and didn't see the safety for the Pirates, and he is still on his crouched down at the 15. Eric, his eyes lit up like he hit the jackpot. That was gift wrapped. He was on his way to the end zone.
And that was his problem. He was worried about getting to the end zone.
There was no one there.
Catching that ball.
He picks that. He's still running. There's no one there.
Oh, yeah.
So Lettner has got to be breathing a sigh of relief in the huddle a little bit. But as a former quarterback and a quarterback coach, I will tell you this. You tell a guy when that happens.
Short memory.
Short memory. Move on. Next play. Don't dwell on it. So easier said than done. So it's easier said than done. With that, you always beat yourself up. But it's 5.2 seconds left in the first quarter. Lettner out of the gun. One back behind him. Twins receivers to the far side. One to the near side. Fires Lettner. And he tried to hit his slot receiver, and that ball, that's another dangerous throw.
There is a lot of traffic in that. There's 3 defenders that could have picked that ball.
Yep. And checking in, Lettner. Yep, they're going to be punting. And the last 2.1 seconds left of this first quarter, opening night of the Colorado Football Conference semi-pro season here in the state of Colorado. Beautiful Highlands Ranch. Shea Stadium. We'll be back here again. We're the voice of Metro State football this season. We'll be back next week. UCCS, the only other college football club in Colorado, they will be squaring off against these Metro State Roadrunners, and they got a lot of wind in their sails after today.
Yeah, that's they had a phenomenal game. But again, they're playing against a team that was playing Ironman. So
doesn't have everybody.
Right. So we'll see what actually transpires. We'll get a real feel for how good or not UCCS is next week when they play Metro.
I agree. So get ready to punt the ball. They're still talking it over down there. We'll go over next week's games as well, but who will be playing who. But we will be doing Metro State football this season. Happy to be doing it. Coach Cobb and his crew. Again, want to remind you, coming up on halftime, stay tuned. Tell your friends. If you've got friends that are Denver Bronco fans, we have a Bronco legend. He's a former, I'll give you a hint, he's a former Bronco wide receiver. And he will be here with us at halftime. You're going to not want to miss that if you're a Bronco fan. That's going to be a lot of fun. So the punt by Metro, and that is straight up. And, oh boy. And it's down at the
28-yard line
of Metro State. That means this Metro State defense has been put in some pretty bad field position tonight, Eric.
They have. They've been doing everything that they can to help out the offense, and that was not a pretty kick.
Kicking game not going so well for Metro. Can't say the same for Denver Pirates. They've had a phenomenal kicking game early. That's what's kind of kept them in this. The one big play, that's the end of the first quarter. The big play, Metro State with the 96-yard pass, pitch, and catch for Metro State. Lacavetta finishes it off, racing down the sideline after one here at Shea Stadium in Colorado. Metro State 7, the Denver Pirates 0. I'm George Holden. He's Eric Galsron. We'll take a quick break. This is, you're watching Steve Weed Media and Semi-Pro Football in Colorado. Welcome back, Shea Stadium, Highlands Ranch, Colorado. George Holden, Eric Galsron. You're watching Semi-Pro Football on Steve Weed Media out of Colorado Springs. Glad to bring you these games. Hope you're having as much fun watching and listening as we are doing them. We're on board for the ride with Metro State Roadrunner football. And so far, Metro State, their first quarter's behind them. They're up 7-0.
And they couldn't be more pleased with the scoreboard, especially the terrible field position that they've started each series with.
They've been put in a little bit of a bind, but that's why football's a team game. Sometimes your defense plays extremely well, offense really struggles, and sometimes the offense comes out firing on all cylinders and the defense has got problems stopping people. But the key ingredient, Eric, in a low-scoring game like this that I see always ends up panning out in the end is special teams play. Who's going to make that one or two big plays on special teams to put the icing on the cake, so to speak?
Well, the Pirates have certainly had their opportunities. They've had great, phenomenal field position this entire game and just have not been able to capitalize on it thanks to the discipline by Metro State. So we'll see if they're able to crack the end zone on this drive.
Let's see.
Ooh,
and the Pirates
and
with the handoff through the middle to the 10, 5, and just like that, the Denver Pirates with a quick slip dive through the middle, and they are on the board. It's 7-6 Metro State. Wow. And just as we're talking, this is to show you how quickly the game of football can change.
Oh, absolutely.
One play and a great run, good blocking up front by the Pirates. The back, number one, again, we apologize. We're still waiting on the updated roster for the Denver Pirates, but number one for the Denver Pirates just busts through the hole and sprints untouched to the end zone. And it was only a matter, like you just said, Eric, when you run the ball, it's only a matter of time. It's 5 yards, 12 yards, 3 yards, 10 yards. Sooner or later, it's like taking an axe to a tree. Sooner or later, man, it's timber.
Yep, it's going to fall.
Yep. And good run by the Pirates, and they're looking to knot this game up at 7 apiece.
And they are definitely dedicated to the run.
Yes, they are. And a left-footed kicker, number 11 for the Denver Pirates. You can find him because of those bright neon yellow shoes. Kick, drills it. Not in doubt. No! I'm sorry, it was off. It looked from our distance up here at the press box, looked like it was in. Eric, that's a key moment of this game. 14:08 left in the first half. Pirates missed the extra point. That could come back and haunt them.
Yeah, you got to get the points when they're there.
Yep, 7-6. So Metro, they still lead. But let's talk about this. Let's go back. Defensively, Metro State, the first quarter of the first game of the season, they've looked very good so far. The offense, besides the one big play they had for the score, really haven't done a lot else.
No, they've not gotten a lot of yards. They've not had a lot of things working. They've had a 3 and out. We definitely need to see some things happening for them and try to get the ball moving. And I think once they get comfortable and actually pick up a first down or two, I think that'll be all right.
Yep. They're going to have to gain confidence one play at a time, and especially when you're trying to figure out this defense you're playing against, find what works and chip away at it. You're using one play to set up another play.
Exactly, and that's exactly what the Pirates have been doing. They've been getting 1, 2, 3 yards on a carry, and they keep going and going and going. Finally, they got the gap that they needed, and it was lights out down the field, not even touched by a Metro State player.
That was a quick hitter. They call that a little dive through the middle, and there was no one there. And for the Roadrunners on kickoff return, their job is to get the best field position possible. So let's see. This is their second kick return of this game. So the kick, good one, long middle of the field, all the way down to the 4. And here comes Metro State. Runs to the far sideline. He's got a little bit of speed. Breaks a tackle. Still on his feet. And he's out to the 39-yard line. Great effort on kickoff return by Metro State running down the far side. He was a player or two away from going.
Oh, he was. Wow, right there. Just barely got taken down.
And he accelerated. And I want to say that looks like 26 for the Roadrunners. Number 26, Brandon Steinbach. He accelerated. He was at full speed in about 8 to 10 yards.
Yeah, he was moving, and he had several people miss him before they finally he hit traffic. Wow. Great return.
Let's look at this, Eric. The best field position of the night so far for Metro State. They're throwing 40. Can't ask for more than that on the offense.
Nope, that's a great place to start from. Plenty of breathing room. You've got the ability to make a mistake and not suffer dearly for it. Let's see what they do.
Yep, the toss and a whistle. Let's see if it was false start or if the defense came a little too quick on that. False start. So 1st and 15. So Metro State with a 1-point lead. You don't want to be shooting yourself in the foot. The calls have really gone your way the entire first quarter. Stick with what works. Hang on to the football. There's really simple stuff on the offensive side. Move the chains.
Yeah, I think they're just a little bit eager. Great field position. They're trying to take advantage of it, and they just got a little bit ahead of themselves.
Lettner gives the handoff, the fake, and a good run over to the 40 to the 41-yard line on the left side on the far side. He'll pick up a couple. It's still going to be 2nd and long. So good pickup. He got some of it back on the penalty. That gives you breathing room.
Yards back +1, so they've got 9 to go now.
And we'll see what we did see the one option play by Metro State, so it's in their playbook.
Yep.
So, and I'm sorry, I ran option through high school, loved it. It's very simple to learn, and you just execute it. It's just execution. So here we go.
Timing.
It's a lot of timing and rhythm. Yep. Twins receivers to the near side, and Lettner bobbles the ball at the 35, but gets on it, and that is not what Metro State wanted offensively. They were hoping to pick up some yards here, and it's going to be 3rd and long.
Yeah, 3rd and 15 on now. Wow.
That just really bad snap. First game of the season. That's when, after the first game of the season, when you sit down as a coaching staff with your players and you watch film, that's the kind of stuff they say, we need to clean this stuff up next week.
Yeah, I mean, you had 9 yards to go for a first. Now you've got 15, 1 less down to do it. But, hey, they had the ability to do it. If they were back in the end zone like they were earlier, that would have been a touchback.
Yep. So it's a battle of field position, a 1-point game right now. Under 12 and a half to play in the first half at Shea Stadium. Opening night of the semi-pro football CFC season. George Holden, Eric Galcerin. 3rd and a big 15. Play action. Lettner stops, lets it fly over the middle, and there is no one in the vicinity. He throws it at midfield. And I don't know if it was a miscommunication, if there should have been a receiver there, or if he just pulled it and threw it.
Yeah, I think that might have been either a bad route running, because it looked like he was throwing to a spot and expecting someone to be there.
Yep.
And excuse me for earlier, that would have been a safety, not a touchback. I wasn't.
That's okay. I have a short memory, and I am a forgiving guy. The short memory part my wife will attest to. So 4th down and 15. Having a good time here doing football. I want to say big thanks to Steve Weed who runs Steve Weed Media. he tolerates us on a nightly basis, and he's in it for the season. So he'll be doing some top spin head slaps before this thing's all over. So 4th and 15. Obviously, this deep in your end, you've got to punt. You're hanging on to a 1-point lead. You don't want to do anything foolish here.
No, you do not.
2 men back at the 32-yard line for the Pirates. The punt, much better than the last couple for Metro. A fair catch, and it'll bounce. Yep. So it'll be down at the 35-yard line. Here's the thing that's kept the Pirates in the game is field position tonight.
Yeah, it really has. Every position or every time that they've gotten the ball, they've been this is, I think, the first time that they've actually gotten the ball and not been in Metro's territory. Yep,
I would agree. So field position and special teams, a lot of times, that could be the difference in a win or a loss. You know, you take every little advantage you can get. And here comes the Pirates on offense at the 40-yard line. Ample field position.
Yeah, that definitely took a Pirate bounce.
Yep. So they're down by 1 point. They missed the extra point earlier, and we talked about that. That may come back to be a factor in this football game. Pass over the mid and tried to throw to the near side to big number 15. Good defense there by Metro State. That was big number 55. Robbie Romero was in the vicinity. So the Roadrunners getting it done on defense. Except for the one play on the scoring play, they've done a great job.
Oh, they've done a phenomenal job. One play is the only reason that the Pirates are where they're at with the score. They've been playing great disciplined football. They've rallied to the ball. They're doing everything textbook that they need to do.
Yep. So the only thing that if you're Metro on defense you'd like to do here is find a way to get a turnover. We're not talking about apple or cherry. Out of the shotgun. The Pirates, he wants to go long down the far sideline. He had his receiver. There's going to be a flag. They're going to call pass interference far side on Metro State, and he can't believe it. That could have gone either way.
I don't agree with that at all. I do not think that was a pass interference play.
I don't know if the ball was catchable at that point.
No, he was diving, and the ball was still 2 feet in front
I agree.
of him. There's no way he could have run underneath that. Now, had the Pirates put some more air underneath that, absolutely, he could have run up underneath it. But that was a laser shot. There's no way that ball was catchable. Nope.
I mean, he got his fingers on the end of it, but pretty good defense by the Roadrunners on playing corner on that far side. We didn't get his number. There's a bit of pretty much a good glare on the field. It's hard to see some of the numbers here. We apologize to these players. But I will say this, the Pirates quarterback is not afraid to sling it.
No, he's not. In fact, that was the deepest ball he's thrown of the game.
Yep. Here he comes. Yep. And a fake. And through the middle, the big guy, 31, barreled his way over the 30-yard line down to about, the 27?
Yeah, that was a 17-yard pickup.
And a big run by the Pirates. Again, they've run the ball over the middle very well.
Yes, they have. They've done a great job running it.
So we'll see. Pirates, you said it earlier. You said it well, Eric. When you're going to run the ball, you got to stick with the running game. You got to keep working it, and that's what the Pirates have done. And they're threatening here after that big run. 1st and 10 at the 29 of Metro State. Pirates out of the gun. Trips receivers to the near side, one to the far side. Screen, near side, quick shot. And they got by the jersey. He fumbles. He fumbles, and Metro State is all over it. And the turnover by the Metro State Roadrunners, their ears were burned, and we said they'd love to get a turnover down here, and that's exactly what they did. They created it.
Right when they get inside a field goal range, they bring it in. Oh, wow, that was absolutely spectacular. All he had to, wow.
Yep, and the Pirates, after a big run, they're threatening down by 1, closing in, and Metro State, the Pirates get a quick shot, a screen to the near side. The receiver tried to do it just a little too much. You got to protect the ball in traffic, and Metro State surgically comes in and pops that ball out of there, and you saw the sideline go nuts. That will change the tone of a game quickly.
Oh, yeah. And, again, it comes down to disciplined football. They are playing their positions exactly the way that they're supposed to. That was a well-executed play by the Pirates, a very well-executed play by the Pirates, and they just tried to do too much on the play, ended up giving the ball back to Metro. Now Metro's got decent field position once again, and moving down.
Yep, 31-yard line. Lettner gets the ball off the turf. He's going to get hit. He better get rid of it, and he throws it and threw it in the vicinity of a receiver. Good job getting out of there. He was intended for number 41, Michael Maddock. But Lettner does a good job, doesn't take a sack there.
No, did not take a sack and was able to get the ball down near a receiver, so he didn't get intentional grounding.
Off his right side, they've got to fix that. They had a Pirate player just bearing down on him, but he barely got back. So they're going to have to find a way to get some better blocking on that right side.
Well, not just that, but his timing was off a little bit on that play already because he was nearly a dropped snap.
Yep. So Metro State, Lettner, the quarterback. He's had a little bit of a tough night. Had the one touchdown pass, a 95-yarder. And he's got two receivers to the near side, one to the far, and a back right behind him. And he drops it again, Lettner, and he throws it out of bounds. Lettner's just having a little bit of a tough go here. He's 2 plays in a row. He's had problems getting the snap, and I don't know if it's ball handling or what it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think the officials are talking about it, Eric. I don't know if they'd get him there for grounding.
Yeah, that's close.
There was no one in the vicinity.
No, there wasn't anyone in the. Yep, it's grounding.
They're going to get him for grounding.
Yep, they just threw the flag.
And you know what? It's a good call.
It is.
There's no one there. I think Lettner needs to settle down a little bit, get his feet under him. And you've got to, I think, too, as a young guy playing back there, one of the biggest things that you can do that I remember, which dates me, but I remember that being told by the offensive coordinator is you got to trust your offensive line. If you don't trust your line, you're going to make these types of mistakes. You've got to trust these guys.
Yeah, it's looking like just, maybe first game jitters, just not – he hasn't gotten into a flow yet in the game.
You got to find what works.
Yeah.
3rd and a bunch, 22 from the 19-yard line for Metro State. Lettner with a back behind him. They're going to do a quick draw through and he's going to look for some room to run, and he made the most out of that. I won't say that was number 6. That was Jordan Durham. Pretty good run. It was a little bit of a fake, and then the handoff. They're just trying to get some room to punt back here. But Lettner, better field vision, looking downfield, and better ball handling.
Yeah, honestly, with that grounding play, had he just scrambled and was able to get outside of the tackles, 2 steps toward the sideline, and that wouldn't have been called.
Yep. And speaking as a former quarterback coach, I remember being taught this, that when you're a quarterback getting bared down on the play breaks, you got to be calm in the eye of the storm. Everybody's in a hurry but you, and you've got to look for that one crease that you can find a way to get out and make a play. It takes time. So the punt by Metro. Good bounce. The Roadrunners get a good bounce out of that. It's going to roll all the way down 37-yard line. So pretty good kick by Metro State. 10 minutes and counting left here in the first half. It is a 7-6 lead, Metro State over the Denver Pirates. And we're trying to figure out what happened here. And the Pirates, they're saying they scored. There was no whistle. Wow, that's one of the strangest plays you'll ever see in football.
That was bizarre.
And
everybody thought the ball was dead, and
if they didn't hear, if there's no whistle, the play's live.
Yep.
So number 49 is talking to the officials for Metro State. He's down there voicing his opinion and saying, what happened? Number 49, Joseph Joyner, said, what happened? Officials are still talking about it at about the 18-yard line on the south end of the field. And it looked the scoreboard shows still 7-6. They changed it back to 7-6 Metro, so they're going to have a little conference. And if this is not a touchdown, this is another call that goes Metro State's way.
Yeah, and they'd be very fortunate if it does, because that would put the Pirates up.
Yep.
Wow, that was really bizarre.
And again, the only thing, Eric, I can come up with is if there wasn't a whistle, or if they blew the whistle and it was so faint nobody could hear it.
Yeah, and I think that probably was what happened.
And that's tough, because if you can't hear it on offense, you're going to keep going.
And on defense, you're thinking, well, it sounded like a whistle, and then you see your other guys slowing down, so you slow down.
Yeah, and sadly, that's how injuries happen.
Correct. So the Pirates were excited. The game of football is a emotional roller coaster because just a few moments ago, the Pirates sideline is jumping up and down for joy that they're thinking they got the lead, and then just like that, the officials confer and say, no, it's not a touchdown. So, wow, huge break for the Roadrunners.
Another one.
Wow. What a quick, and our boss over here, he's filming it. He's nodding like, I don't know. I haven't seen that. What a wacky play. I mean, that's what's fun about the game is you never know what's going to happen.
No, you don't.
And these guys on the field, I can promise you, 20 years from now are going to be talking about that play. Remember that play?
You remember that time?
In 2018 in the opener when I thought I scored and I didn't?
Yeah, can you believe that ref called it back?
Yeah. We can't believe that, man. Yeah, I'm telling you. That's what the game does to you. 1st and 10 from the 41 for the Pirates. Trips receiver to the near side. One receiver to the far side. One back. Handoff. And Metro is all over it. They swallow the runner at the 40-yard line. And a host of Roadrunner tacklers.
Yeah, that was another gang tackle. The first guy got his jersey, and everyone else jumped on after that.
I have a feeling, clock's 9:35 and counting, Eric, the way we've seen this there's still a lot of football after the first half, but if this is any indication of the second half, this game could be won with one play. One big play could change the outcome of this game.
Absolutely.
And you look back for the Pirates, that TD gets called back, and they miss the PAT. Those are 2 plays right there. This, for all intents and purposes, should be a tie football game right now.
It should be.
So the game changes quickly. Pirates, Twins receivers to the near side. The handoff to the lone back. Comes off to the left side. Picks up a little bit out to the 45-yard line. It'll be 3rd down for the Pirates. Pirates are in the white uniforms with the gold and black trim. The home team, the Metro State Roadrunners, in the navy blue with the red and white trim. And again, congratulations to the 2 winners that we found out about earlier. UCCS and their opener, they take care of the Wildfire big time, 57-6. The Raptors beat the Eagles 34-6. And any other scores that come in on opening night, we will definitely keep you abreast of what's going on.
Yeah, I got to say I'm really surprised by
Me too.
Not just the fact of that they
57
won,
points is a lot of points.
But the score.
And they were on the road.
Yeah, lopsided.
No. They were home. They were home. They were home. So the Pirates, good time. The quarterback slingshots far side. He's got his receiver at the first down sticks, 48-yard line. And I'm telling you, this quarterback for the Pirates, he's got a gun.
He does. That was a beautifully thrown pass right to the sideline. 2 toes and fell out of bounds. There's no way to defend that. You just can't.
This quarterback for the Pirates, he doesn't know. He's not a touch passer. He's throwing heat.
Oh,
He's throwing fastballs down there. So on the defensive side, you've got to be ready for that.
Yeah, reminds me of another quarterback played for the Denver Broncos once upon a time.
Guy by the name of John Elway, in case you follow football. Matter of fact, one of his former receivers at halftime, we're going to give you a hint. He was one of the 3 amigos. He'll be up here at halftime talking football with us in the booth. We're excited about that. Stay tuned. Let your friends know. Big pass and catch by the Pirates, and the big guy all the way down to close to the 25-yard line. It was a flag down at the 29-yard line on the far side.
Yeah, it looks like he got to about the 27, 28-yard line, and hopefully for the Pirates it doesn't come back, and hopefully for Metro it does.
Yep. Metro, again, calls have really gone their way this first half, opening night. They couldn't be happier about that. They're hanging on to a 1-point lead. Flag on the far side, officials still conferring. Sun has gone down. Beautiful night here in Highlands Ranch, Colorado at Shea Stadium. Glad you could join us for Semi-Pro Football Week 1.
And it is definitely going against the Pirates. Wow, they cannot get a break.
They're going to have to talk about that at halftime. Guys, we got to make our own fortunes here. We can't keep thinking things are going to swing our way with calls. We got to make things happen.
Yeah, it had to have been something after the play because they did lose all of it.
What makes me think, Eric, is the back started to the left, came back to the right, some kind of a block in the back by one of his wideouts downfield or something like that.
Well, if that was the case, well, and they're moving the stick, so this is interesting.
Yeah, and it could have been offsetting. There could have been 2 actual penalties down there. You never know. Hard to tell. It's a little bit dim down in the field. These players are probably feeling better. That sun's not beating down on them. Under 7 minutes to go in the first half. Is that an officials? Officials will talk about it at the 45-yard line of Metro. Again, far side. They're going to have a little conference down there. Players take a quick breather. And it's always kind of fun to watch them sit and talk with each other on, hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? How's the kids? How's the wife? What's going on? Okay. And then, man, they're right back to hitting again. That's how this game is.
They're giving them the first down,
Yep.
and they moved the sticks, but they tacked a 5-yard penalty on, a 10-yard penalty on it. So this is interesting. It must have been something after the play or some type of a block after the first down was already, I don't know.
It's hard to tell sometimes. You see, there's actually, no, that's not. I thought there was a flag back there, but there's just the one flag. But in this second quarter, they've really come out a little bit. They're still deciding what. Now looks like they might want to move the sticks the other way. So.
Yep, sticks are going back where they were. Let's see if they changed the down marker or not.
Yep, the other officials will come to our side of the field, and Coach Cobb will talk to the side judge, or the referee to find, the line judge to find out what the call was. Yep.
So
first and 10, ball at the 48 of Metro. So they backed up the Pirates, 6:50 and counting.
Well, it says first and 10, but.
First and 4.
Yeah, it's 4 yards to go for another first. Something's not adding up if it's a first down up there.
First and 4.
Somebody's confused.
And the handoff. And I think he got it.
He got it.
He got it just enough. It was a quick trap play out of the shotgun to the left side between the center and the guard. The speedy back for the Pirates. He picks it up. And you, again, Eric, you hit it well. The Pirates, they want to run the ball. They made that clear. They can throw. They've definitely shown they have a quarterback with a cannon, but they're also showing balance. They're able to throw, but they can run the ball.
And they want to run. I think that they're looking with their size. They definitely look like they've got the size advantage over Metro.
Yep.
I think that they're just trying to wear them out for the second half and just clobber them later.
Yep.
Keep it close now and then put the pedal to the metal later.
Yep. Pound, 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 and then you end up getting speed to the outside. Quarterback for the Pirates. Good time. Chops his feet. Fires deep down the middle of the field. Good coverage by Metro State. He threw the ball into the end zone. But the Metro State defensive back was Johnny on the spot. He was right there.
He almost had himself an interception, too.
Yep. Pirates wanted the home run ball on that one, and Metro State's secondary said, nope.
Not today.
You're not getting it. Other games going on tonight. Flames at the Northern Colorado Nightmare and the Steel City Rage out of Pueblo at the Denver Sharks. When we get score updates on those, we'll definitely let you know. George Holden, Eric Galserin, along with Steve Weed and Steve Weed Media. 5:56 left in the first half. Getting excited for the former Bronco legendary wide receiver. He played in 3 Super Bowls as a 3-time AFC champion. He will be here at halftime to talk with us. There's a timeout on the field. Metro State will take a timeout as well. George Holden, Eric Galserin, 5:56 left in the first half at Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. CFC, Colorado Football Conference football, on opening night. And the home team, the Metro State Roadrunners, clinging to a 7-6 lead. We'll take a quick break. Stick with us, folks. More semi-pro football in Colorado straight ahead. Welcome back to action here at Shea Stadium. George Holden and Eric Galsrin. The Denver Pirates, semi-pro football. They got a big 2nd and 10 at the 38 of Metro State. They're down by a point, 7-6. Shotgun, trips receivers to the near side, one to the far side. Good time for the Pirates. Fires in the flat right through his receiver's hands, and waiting in the wings, the linebacker for the Roadrunners. That is big number 55, Robbie Romero.
That ball should have been caught.
Yep, that's what's called footsteps. You hear a guy coming up, and they teach linebackers, DBs, when they come up to make tackles, stomp your feet. They can hear you coming, and it makes you hesitate. And that's all it takes is 1 second of hesitation, and you drop the ball.
He didn't even have a chance to drop it. It went right through his hands.
Right. Yeah, and I'm telling you, I'm impressed with this quarterback of the Pirates. This guy can sling the rock. This guy can throw the ball, and he's good size too. At least from up here, he looks like he's a big guy. So Metro State, they have stood their ground on defense, giving up the one big run for the touchdown. And Metro State had that thrilling 96-yard reception for a touchdown. Fires far side. Did he get it?
Nope. Another drop pass.
The Pirates quarterback slingshots another ball to the far side, just a little too much on it. And his receiver, 83, couldn't hang on.
4th down, and they're getting rid of the ball. They've
I personally think you go for, if you're the Pirates, you go for it down here. That's just me. Well, it's a tight game. On the Metro State side offensively, except for the one big scoring play, you really haven't seen them do a whole lot.
No,
so
they haven't had any type of ball movement other than that one breakout play.
But they're going to punt. Timeout again. 5:46. We'll take another quick timeout. 7-6. The Roadrunners lead, and a critical 4th and 10 for the Pirates, down by 1. You're watching and listening to Semi-Pro Football in Highlands Ranch, Colorado on Steve Weed Media. George Holden, Eric Galsrin. Stick with us, folks. We'll be right back. George Holden and Eric Galsrin, Shea Stadium. And the Denver Pirates is getting set, Eric, for a big 4th and 10 we were talking about right before the break. And again, folks, we told you about it. If you're a Bronco fan or a pro football fan, former legendary Bronco wide receiver, he was a former 3 Amigo, played 9 years in the NFL. He used to catch touchdown passes from John Elway. He will be on here with us at halftime, so don't miss that. And another time I mentioned they were trying to ice each other.
Yeah, when they first were out there, the Pirates had the kicking team on, and when they came back out from the timeout, they were ready to rock and roll. They had the quarterback out there.
Once again, you said on the break, time for a trick play. Maybe you're right. Maybe their ears are burning. They're going, hey, let's try to do like a quick snap to the up man or something like that and see, because they've got to get the 10 yards. They've got plenty of time, 5:46, but if they can pick up a first down on a trick play down here, gadget play, that puts them, they could try to – they'd want to get the lead going into halftime.
Yeah, not just the lead, but you've got the momentum. You're moving the ball down the field. You're shooting yourself in the foot left and right with just play after play of either drop passes or penalties.
Yep.
Right now, the Pirates are their own worst enemy, and hopefully they clean up some of this so we can have a little bit better ball game going forward.
I would agree. So here we go. And you're right. Pirates said, no, we're not going to punt. We're going for it. 4th and 10 from the 38 of Metro. Trips receivers to the near side, one to the far side. Jumps back. He's got time. He runs up inside. They're going to get him. And Metro State makes a huge play on 4th down, and they stop the Pirates once again.
Oh, I saw it coming from a mile away. He just waited a hair too long. Had he moved sooner, he might have had a few more yards and picked up that first down. Man, credit to Metro State. They are doing a phenomenal job on defense.
They are playing swarming lights out football on defense, and you know what they're doing, Eric? They're good tacklers all the way around. These guys are tackling very well,
and it's a pack mentality. It's
yes.
like a pack of hyenas after
a pack of Roadrunners.
Yep.
They're sprinting to the ball, and they're treating the Pirate offense a little bit like Wile E. Coyote. They're just they're finding answers. They gave up one big run for a touchdown. Each team has given up one big play for a touchdown. That's been pretty much that, man, and the penalties really, and the kicking game has been the story of this first half.
So far.
So we'll see how it plays out. Metro gets the ball back. They've struggled offensively. Lettner, he's going to hand off. He'll change direction, the runner, and he's going to try to get to the sideline. And good effort because the push gets to the 44-yard line. And I want to say that's number 6, Jordan Durham.
Picked up 6 on the play.
Yep. And he started to the right, Eric, hits the brakes, bounces, squirts out, and goes to the left. You don't teach that. That's not something taught. That's just pure. That's pure instincts. So he picks up 6 out of it. Good carry. Switches gears a little bit. And we're closing in on 5 minutes left in the first half here at Highlands Ranch. 7-6. A narrow lead for the Roadrunners.
On a beautiful evening.
Absolutely. 2nd and 4 from the 44 for the Roadrunners. And Lettner, again, he's had a little bit of a tough night, tough go, but you've got to be mentally tough and bounce back. He's out of the gun. He has been pretty much all night. Trips receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side, and a back right behind him. Barks out the signals, loses control of the ball again. And, Eric, that is something at halftime that Coach Cobb and his staff are going to have to talk to Lettner about. He's having problems handling the football.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the
nerves.
I don't know if it's him or if the ball's being. That looked like a low snap. Like
yes.
That looked legitimately not his fault. The other ones, they look like it were his
They're
fault.
going to have to get the center with him at halftime and work that out.
Yes,
guys, what's going on? I remember doing that. You have a center. He's asking, where do you want it? What are you good with? What do you just make sure to get him up so I've got a chance. But he had to hesitate there, and he was looking to make a play.
Yeah.
3rd and 5. They just lost another play. They need to move the sticks here.
They really do. They really need to get something going on offense. It's been really quiet outside of that one breakout play.
3rd and 5. It's manageable. 3:48 left in the first half. Lettner, good snap this time. Looking to roll. Fires. And he was looking for his receiver tiptoeing on the far sideline, and he forced the issue right there.
He did, and he's lucky that ball didn't get picked off.
Yep.
Another break for Metro.
I know it's game 1, and it's the first half of game 1. But at halftime, you've got to be able, I think, as a former coach, but you got to go to your guys and say, look, we've got the first half, we're 1 and done. First half's in the books. We need to iron some stuff out here, dot the I's, cross the T's, find out, we know what's not working. Let's figure out what's working and go with it. And
just clean up the mistakes. It's not a matter of not being able to execute these plays. They're not making it happen.
True, and when you've got young players, one of the most important things I can remember either telling players or being told as a player was, you guys have to relax, go out and play. Just go out and react and play, relax, do your thing. And sometimes there's a lot of think. Yeah, have fun. There's a lot of thinking going on, and you've got to think on the run. The punt, decent punt, spiral punt, and a fair catch. That's number 14. There's going to be a flag. He had the arm up, windshield wiper for the fair catch, and the Roadrunners went inside the bubble. And I think they're going to get called for it, which is really that's just a bad play to make with 3:34 left and you're leading by 1. And what did we say earlier? 3 phases of football: offense, defense, special teams. In a game that's close and hard fought like this, special teams could be the factor in the end.
I don't see a flag.
Well, I saw one originally out by the 32. I guess they picked it up. But it looked like he fair caught it, and they got inside the 5-yard halo.
No, it looks like they are moving it after all.
He looks like he got inside that little halo. So.
Yep, they moved the ball. Now up at the 43.
So, folks, like we told you before, we've got a former Bronco legend, a wide receiver that will be here with us shortly at halftime. I'm a lifetime Bronco fan. I absolutely love this guy. He wasn't a big guy, but played with a lot of heart and made a lot of big plays. He caught touchdown passes for several years from a guy named John Elway. You might have heard of him if you live in Colorado. If you're a fan of football, he played 9 seasons in the NFL. Giving you a little hints as this first half goes to kind of let you know who it is. He was a member of the original Three Amigos. If you're a true Bronco fan, you'll know who I'm talking about.
And we're not talking about Steve Martin and Martin Short.
No, we're not. That's a good point.
And Chevy Chase.
Long pass down the far sideline. Great defense by Metro State. The defensive back for the Roadrunners was in the hip pocket of the Pirates receiver stride for stride, and that's what you call coverage.
That is great coverage. Honestly, that should have been offensive pass interference. The Pirates had his arm right in there. It broke up the play from being an interception.
Yep, and the Roadrunner defensive player. Sorry, it's the first game. We're kind of going over a modified roster, getting used to who these players are. At the far side of the field, a little bit of a glare here in the booth. We can't make out all the numbers. We do apologize for that. We'll have that for sure taken care of for you. Next week, we'll have a updated, solid roster. Some of these teams, again, in this conference are trading players, swapping players, stuff like that. So it's kind of a work in progress. Is that what you call it? Work in progress. Through the middle. Good defense. The Roadrunners. And the Roadrunners, I am really, really impressed with their defense.
They've been doing an outstanding job thus far. Let's hope that they can take it into the second half, because they've been on the field a lot this first half.
They really have. 3:06 remaining here in the first half. This has been a hard-fought, tight football game. Each team has had one big play for a touchdown, and it's a 1-point difference. That's been the issue. And for the most part, the penalties have gone against the Pirates. The Pirates had a long touchdown callback on one play, and they missed the PAT. And that's pretty much been the story so far in this first half. George Holden, Eric Galsred with Steve Weed Media. Glad you could be here with us to watch some semi-pro football in Colorado. Pirates out of the shotgun. Again, they've been there all night pretty much. Fires over the middle. Good shot. Reels it in nicely. Catches it at the 45 and leans over. Gets about another yard and a half. And so the Pirates, they'll move the sticks again. And they got plenty of time here, Eric. And they've also proven, the Pirates, they're not really, they've proven they can run and throw, but they're offensively not consistent. They're not consistent. You've got to be consistent and put drives together.
And this looks like it's going to amount to a drive. They've, at least so far, they've been cleaning it up a little bit. They're moving the ball down the field. They just picked up, looks like 11 on that play. And if they can just keep that momentum going, they should be able to put some more points on the board before the half. I
agree. Closing in on 2 minutes in the first half. The handoff to the right side for the Pirates. He'll pick up a couple hard-fought yards, battling his way. Metro State's defense, one word sticks in my mind early on for them in the season, Eric, is stingy.
Oh, yeah.
This is a stingy defense.
They are well coached.
We'll give you another hint about our former Bronco legend guest at halftime. I'm going to keep dropping hints. Stay tuned. In his career, he had 342 catches, over 5,500 yards, averaged over 16 yards a catch, and scored 29 touchdowns. He caught touchdown passes from John Elway. Played with guys like, you played with John Elway on the defensive side. He played with guys like Carl Mecklenburg, Steve Atwater, Dennis Smith, Greg Cragen. I'm bringing back some names from back in the day. He played his first several years with Denver, and his last 2 years he played with the Giants and the Colts. Wanted to figure out if you guys know who this guy is. You're going to meet him at halftime. 154 left in this first half. So here comes the Pirates with a 2nd and 7 from the 41 of Metro State. Twins receivers to the near side, one to the far side, and a back to either side of the Pirates quarterback. Shotgun fires over the middle, and good defense. They tried the quick slant over the middle, and Metro State was on it once again. Hey.
Great stop, broke the play.
And if you've taken, Eric had a great idea, if you've taken some of the hints I've dropped for you about who the former Bronco legend is, if you know who the player is, text it to us at 719-217-5685. That's 719-217-5685 if you know who this guy is. So the handoff, nope. To the left side, the near side, nothing there. Metro State has dug in their heels.
Got another stop, another amazing stop.
Tell you what, the defense for Metro State came to play on opening night. The offense, and let's just be honest in the game of football. The defense normally comes around and gels quicker. Offensively, there's schemes and timing and routes and gets into a lot of other things, and it does take some time to figure that out.
And discipline is what it boils down to with the defense.
Yep.
You either are or you're not. So far, Metro State has shown that they are.
And, if you have it your way, another penalty on the Pirates, they back them up. That has been, if you're the Pirates coaching staff, Eric, you'd think at halftime they're going to be having a chat with their guys.
Yeah.
About penalties. Guys, we're down by a point. Look at all the penalties that we've had. We're only down by one.
Yeah, and this was a golden opportunity to pin them deep into their own territory to close the game out and basically close the door on any opportunity for the Roadrunners. And now the Roadrunners are going to be in decent field position.
I agree. 3rd and 22 in a bunch. Pirates, good time for their quarterback, number 10. Nope, nothing downfield. He's going to try to run. Skips through one tackle. He's a big guy and tries to get close back to the original line of scrimmage. He won't get there. It'll be 4th down again for the Pirates. And you know what?
And 13.
This Metro State defense has been on the field a lot in this first half.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be a real testament to see how they do in the second half with as much time as they've been on the field.
I agree.
At least 3/4 of this game, they've been on the field. So it's it'll be interesting to see what transpires later on when they start getting tired and get fatigued. We'll see how well they're coached and how disciplined they are and how much they want to win.
Yep. Yeah. Down the stretch, when you got an evenly matched game, it's this smart team that wins out, that makes those crucial plays. Under 22 seconds, and the Pirates are content to milk it. They're going to punt. They've got a good punter. He's done a really fantastic job. It's not many times in a football game you'll see a punter get 2 punts inside the one.
Nope.
It's pretty rare.
Well,
So they're going to bring it down to 17.1 seconds, I should say, left in this first half. As you can see the Rocky Mountain skyline across from us on the west. We're broadcasting from the east side press box here at Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch. Beautiful night for football. May 5th, it's Cinco de Mayo weekend. You got any special plans this weekend?
I just need a margarita.
There you go. I believe in town with the family tomorrow for a week for some vacation time. But, folks, guess what? We will be back next Saturday night right here at Shea Stadium for week 2, round 2 of Metro State football, as they will host the Mountain Lions of UCCS with their first big victory of the season. They put up 57 points this afternoon. So if looks are what they are, Metro State's defense is going to really have to dig in next week.
They're going to definitely be tested next week if that's the case.
Yep, and that Metro State offense will have to gel. Good punt again, high punt. Down inside the 5. Here comes Metro. They'll get it out to about the 15-yard line with 7 seconds left. This has been a very, very long first half. And I think with the penalties, that's been part of it. And usually early in the season, you do see that. You're going to have penalties. Guys are trying to iron things out, figure it out, make mistakes, that kind of stuff. And you're going to see a little bit of that.
Yeah, but you typically see the penalties on the defensive side of the ball where the defense is making mistakes and the defense are missing and doing things. You typically don't see offensive penalties like we have.
That's true. It's a good point. Well said. It's kind of a flip the script tonight. But, again, tell you what, the Pirates have shown they've got balance on offense, not consistent. They've had a lot of penalties, but they've got a great punter. They can kick well. But Metro State this season has come back and put together a lights-out defense. Lettner, the quarterback, number 1, gets another bobbled snap by Lettner. That's at least 5 or 6 in this first half for Metro State. That has got to be taken care of, Eric.
Well, that's the first half. We're out of time.
That's going to do it. We are one and done. One half in the books at Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Opening night of the Colorado Football Conference Semi-Pro League. George Holden, Eric Galstra, and Steve Weed Media. And right now, folks, this is a hard-fought, low-scoring, but competitive football game. The home team, the Roadrunners of Denver of Metro State. They lead by 1.7-6 over the Denver Pirates. Stick with us, folks. It's halftime at Shea Stadium. Coming up, we'll have a former Broncos legendary wide receiver joining us right here at the press box at Shea Stadium. You don't want to miss that. Once again, football on Steve Weed Media at Highlands Ranch. George Holden and Eric Galsron. Stick with us for halftime. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Football fans here at Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. George Holden once again with my partner in crime, Eric Galsrud, here on Steve Weed Media. We are the voice this season for 2018 in the CFC of the Metro State University Roadrunner football team. Glad to be here. 7-6, a 1-point game right now, and I'm pretty excited right now. Okay, I am a lifetime Bronco fan. We told you all first half that this guy was going to be coming, and we wanted to give you guys some hints about who this guy was. He's a former Bronco wide receiver, a legend for the Broncos, 3-time AFC champion, caught touchdown passes from a guy named John Elway. You might have heard of him. And this guy here that's here with us tonight is a former member of the Three Amigos, the Denver Broncos, and it's a big deal for me right now to say hello and thank you so much for coming here. Mark Jackson of the Three Amigos, thank you so much.
Actually, my name is Vance Johnson.
Vance Johnson. Remember, Vance Johnson was number 82. This guy was number 80, and Ricky DeTeal, number 84.
Oh, I see you have my football card, so I guess I can't fool you.
I was telling these guys on the way up, Mark. I said, my son's a year old, okay? And I had a bunch of old football cards. We just got done moving, and I had a bunch of stuff saved. When Steve Weed, our boss, calls me yesterday and said, hey, there's a little bit of a wrinkle. It says a little bit of a wrinkle. He said, we're going to have Mark Jackson on at halftime. And I said, Mark Jackson of Denver, the Broncos. He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, and he'll tell you what I said. And I go looking through my football cards, and I found, does that guy look kind of, do you really remember that guy?
I remember that in the Los Angeles Coliseum. So we were playing the Raiders. It's weird, about half of my cards are in the Coliseum because all the photographers are out there, I guess, that work for Topps and Fleer and all the different companies. So I have a lot of Raider cards. Plus, we always kick their butts.
We were glad that you did, and so glad to have you here. And Steve was telling me you got a lot of things going on. I mean, obviously, as we know, there's life after the game of football. You played 9 years in the NFL, and what was that like for you? You played 9 years in the NFL, the highest that you can go. You get out, and then you go, now what? What's Mark Jackson been up to?
That's exactly right. It's kind of figuring out where you can have a passion like you have for football. And literally, it took me a long time to find. I've done everything from real estate. I have my own mortgage company. I did insurance sales. But I settled into social business where we're feeding kids now. So there's 6 million children that die every year. We've got a buy one, give one business model. And actually, it allows us to fundraise. And that's how I'm kind of getting attached with the Roadrunners here to kind of raise some money for these guys so they can have the right equipment and, just have a better quality of experience with this football.
Yeah, absolutely. Steve was telling me, too, you've got a big golf thing that's actually going to be coming up here. Tell us and tell the fans a little bit about that.
So with Denver Bronco alumni, we are a nonprofit. Every single penny that we raise goes towards kids. And what we do is that's our focus as Denver Bronco alumni is children in the Denver area and in Colorado, really. But one of the things that we've done every year for this is our 12th annual golf tournament. I think for the last 4 years we've done Futures. We've done PAL in the past, but the last 3 or 4 years we've done the Futures program, which is Denver Public Schools. So there's a lot of kids in Denver Public Schools that are underprivileged. They can't get the proper equipment. So every year we give out about 400 pairs of cleats.
Wow.
And socks. And I don't know about you, but you remember when you were a kid and you get a new pair of socks? How great that felt? All right, that was just me. I grew up in the ghetto. So a new pair of socks was awesome. He's like, my parents always got us new pair of socks.
Right? So, yeah, I can relate to the cleats.
Yeah.
So we gave away 400 cleats last year to the Futures. And if you guys don't know what Futures is, it's the grade schools that are the feeder schools into Denver Public Schools.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
So they have this little football program where they bring 2 or 3 grade schools together that are feeding into East or that are feeding into South or that are feeding into West. And they teach them. Some of those kids have never played football before. Some of them are just learning how to get into a 3-point stance.
Sure.
So it gives them an introduction to football and it helps them to move forward into the high school.
Well, absolutely, and we're going to get back to the action here.
Yeah.
Mark, as far as if people want to donate and help out with what you're involved in, where do they go?
MarkJacksonHealth.com is a great place to get a little information on it. We're actually formulating a website right now for the Roadrunners where people can come in and actually donate, eat some good products, for themselves and actually help to feed kids as well as help the program.
Absolutely. One thing I got to ask you before we get back to the game, if there's a football player, young player listening on the air, watching the game anywhere here in the stands, what one piece of advice would you give them if that kid says, someday I want to play in the NFL?
Just love the game. I talked to these guys before, and I was like, if you have a love for this game, you can't lose. If you're doing it to make money or you're doing it to win the girls, good luck. If you love the game, you'll keep showing up. And if you keep showing up, you'll get better. And that's what happened with me.
Well said. Mark Jackson, former Bronco legend, 3-time AFC champion, and Eric Galston, you've got a question.
Two, actually. One, what is it like to catch from John Elway?
Good question.
Man. Awesome. I played at Purdue University, and I had a pretty decent quarterback, guy by the name of Jim Everett.
Yep.
Some of you may know him as Chris Everett from Jim Rohn's show back in the day.
I remember that segment.
You'll be dating yourself.
He's a Saints fan, so he knows about Jim Everett.
Oh, there you go. Well, of course. Drew Brees, also another Purdue alumnus. Played for the Saints, of course. But, yeah, with John Elway, man, possibly one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. Got a chance to play with him and under his leadership. And I think more than anything else, it's just it was an attitude, kind of like what we're talking about, loving the game and being very competitive, that you're always in it. And it's something I've carried out of the NFL into my life. And it's an attitude that everyone should carry along with them. It's not over until it's over.
What's the one last question? I love having you here. Thank you for your time, Mark. One last question I want to ask you. What's the one or two big kind of memories you have playing in Denver with the fans? What's that you kind of think about all the time or every day that just stuck with you?
Well, one of the things was fondest memory is my first game. So just making it into the NFL. I was a walk-on at Purdue University. So if you don't know what a walk-on is, I always tell people, if you saw the movie Rudy,
tough.
I was the Black Rudy at Purdue. So, yeah, you're a blocking dummy.
Yeah. Meat squad.
You're the meat squad, exactly. Tackling and all that stuff. You don't get to play. And literally that's how I started. And coming here to Denver just to make the team was great. But we go inside for the first game. We're playing the Raiders. There's all this hype. The Raiders-Broncos rivalry was still pretty prominent and pretty significant at that time in the mid-'80s. But we come back out, and we were out there early warming up. There's maybe about 5,000, 8,000 people in that stadium. It doesn't look like very many, a stadium that holds 76,000. But we come back out, and the place is full, orange everywhere, and they're starting to do the wave. And it was just an indelible moment in my life where, it's like I'm realizing a childhood dream. I'm part of an elite fraternity. I'm in the NFL.
And then one last thing I'll say to you before you leave. Thank you so much. If you want to hang out, watch some football and talk with you, we'd love to have you.
Okay.
The drive in Cleveland. I was a freshman in high school. We saw that happen, and I watched it again on video last night when I found out you were going to be here. 42 seconds at the Cleveland 5. Broncos. I still remember that, watching you make that catch. You made history, and you changed our lives. And I just want to say this before I get off. As a lifelong Bronco fan, I want to say thank you so much for all the memories, being a former ball player and coach. Thank you so much.
It's crazy. At the time when you're playing, you take everything for granted. You're young, first of all, and then you have the expectations of catching the ball and making big plays, and you don't realize the significance of it. I've had people come up to me, and I think probably the heartfelt thank you that you just gave me is second only to a guy that says, you know something? We all were in my dad's hospital room for the drive because he was in a coma. But he loved the Denver Broncos, so we decided we're going to watch that game with our dad. He was going to be dying pretty soon, and they all gathered there, and there was about 15, 20 of them in a hospital room. And he says, I swear, when you caught that ball, my dad moved. And
wow.
He had tears in his eyes. It gave me tears. I was like, holy
wow.
smokes. Yeah, exactly. Crazy.
Man.
So one last question from me. So obviously you're not the largest receiver that was in the NFL.
No.
What did you do, or what advice can you give to some of these guys out here in our audience or that are on the field right now to be able to play at an elite level with free of injury?
Oh, the big thing, man, I'm telling you, if you love football, if you can like reach into my heart and understand how much I want to go out there and play with these guys. If there was somebody had left one of those blue suits out there and a white helmet, It was just kind of.
It'd be kind of obvious, though. Down the sideline, breaks a tackle. Down to the 30, the 20. He's gone! Touchdown, Mark Jackson.
And he does the lay in the end zone.
Yeah, lay. Yep.
Oh, who is that guy?
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I tell those guys, just look, hey, tonight, go out and play. You prepared for the game. Go out and play. Get out of your head, into your heart, and it'll go into your feet. And one of the biggest differences between amateurs and those that make it to the pros is pros can play with their heart. They don't play with their brains.
Well said.
That's the terminology, dumb jock, I guess.
Well said. Mark Jackson, your time is valuable. We thank you so
guys.
much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you again. Hope to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Hope to see you down the road. And if you ever want to hop on the air, feel free.
I love you guys.
Here we go. That was Mark Jackson, former legendary wide receiver of the Denver Broncos, number 80. Scored touchdowns from John Elway. He is a 3-time AFC champion. And right now, 10-32. And 12-7. Pirates have taken the lead. We got a little bit away from the game. We apologize, but what a treat to have Mark Jackson here, one of the original three amigos, and the Denver Broncos. And the Pirates, again, with a 5-point lead. They're getting ready to go for the 2-point conversion down here. Highlands Ranch, Colorado, Shea Stadium, Metro State University, and the Denver Pirates. Denver Pirates. And he's going to roll to the far side, fires in the flat, and the ball is just short. Metro State's played pretty good defense tonight, Eric. They really have.
Yeah, that looked like it might have been a drop pass.
Yep. So that's going to fall short. They missed a PAT early, Eric, and then they missed a 2-point conversion there. Down the line as the game comes to the crunch, that could be a huge factor in the end.
It very well could be. And so some clarification on one of the plays earlier when we had that touchdown.
Yeah,
back.
what happened?
So essentially what happened was, according to NCAA rules, is if you raise your hand for a fair catch, once the ball is touched by the opposing team in the event that you don't catch it yourself, play is over.
It's dead.
Unfortunately, the ref forgot to blow the whistle to signify as such. So the other players from the Pirates picked up the ball, ran it down
the other
field,
way.
And to which case they thought that they obviously had scored. Unfortunately, they didn't get that. And benefit to them, they weren't called for a delay of game because it was the ref's fault for not blowing the whistle in the first place.
Well said. Eric Galseren gives us the sideline or the press box review of that wacky play we saw early on in the first half. But right now, guess what? The Pirates, we're back to action here. They've got a 5-point lead, their first lead of the night. They missed the 2-point conversion, but they lead by 5. Kickoff down, fumbled at the 5. Here comes Metro State up to the 15, tries to get to the near sideline and squirts out of there, gets to the 20-yard line, and there's still hitting going on after that play. A lot of action, and the Pirates are saying they've got the football. There's a flag flying at about the 12, and both teams pointing the either way. The officials are going to have to sort this thing out. Special thanks again to former Bronco legend wide receiver Mark Jackson for taking the time to spend with us here on Steve Weed Media. That was a lot of fun.
That was fantastic.
And here's the thing. He's a former Purdue receiver, like you said, a walk-on. And you're a Saints fan. Jim Everett, Drew Brees, those are ex-Purdue guys. So you guys had a little bit to talk about there.
Oh, yeah.
The Boilermakers of Purdue. Mark Jackson, the drive in Cleveland. I still remember it like it was yesterday. And watching that drive, him catching the touchdown that tied the game in Cleveland in the dog pound and went to overtime, and John Elway and company went to their first Super Bowl that year. Should be what a lot of fun. It's a treat. It's amazing to see somebody like that when I was a kid that I watched all the years he played, watched all his games, and he was sitting right in here. We're sitting there having a conversation just like two guys. It's strange how quickly time goes.
Well, not just that, but I mean, what a humble guy.
Oh, absolutely humble guy. What a nice guy. I liked what he said about being an undersized guy, and you got to play with your heart. Don't play with your head. It'll go down to your feet. And very simple, basic stuff. And he laid it out there when he played.
Yeah, practice is for the head, and the game is for the heart.
For the heart. Yep, well said. I had a coach tell me years ago, if you love the game, it'll love you back. And I always love that one. It was a good one.
Well, it definitely loved him. He definitely made an indelible mark on the
9
Broncos
years
lineage.
Yep. Fires Lettner on the far side. He's got his receiver in the flat, breaks a tackle, and he is up over the sticks at the 30-yard line, and he'll pick up the first down, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered.
That's exactly how they needed to start the second half.
Wow. So 10-15 and counting. First half. Glad you could join us for some semi-pro football in northern Colorado. We are the official voice of Metro State Roadrunner football for this 2018 season. I want to remind you folks that all the games here on Steve Weed Media are going to be archived. You can watch them, let your friends know, spread the word on Facebook, whatever else. We'd love to hear from you. Comments, any questions, anything like that. Hope you're having fun. You can go to steveweedmedia.com. Shoot us a text if you're listening, 719-217-5685, 719-217-5685. Here we go on the shotgun. Lettner again, and it's the draw. And he'll get a little bit, but he's met hard over the 30 to the 31-yard line. And that looks like number 5 for Metro State, Aaron Knox on the carry.
And a move to sticks.
And so 9:20 and counting. I was really impressed with Mark Jackson. And, a lot of times when you interview either current players or former pro players at any level, how patient and how kind he was. And he's spending his time helping kids. And he talked about playing with heart. The guy obviously lives with heart. And he's willing to give back and help kids. And it's good to see that here in Colorado.
Very noble man.
Yep, absolutely. Hope to see him again soon. He's a big part of Metro State football. Lettner sets his feet, fires, and dodges another one. That ball was a slant, and he threw it high and behind, Eric, and that spells danger when that happens. And when the ball gets tipped, the Pirates have had 2 or 3 times tonight that they should have had interceptions.
I tell you, had that receiver not got his hand on that ball and moved it away from the defender, that would have been taken to the house.
That would have been a pick 6, easy. So Lettner, I'm sure that his coaching staff had a chance to chat with him a little bit at halftime in the locker room and get the nerves calm. Basically in the eye of the storm, you got to be the calm guy. And there's a penalty on the Pirates, and they're moving the sticks.
15 yards.
Eric, we can't say this enough. I would like to see at the end of the night the yardage against the Pirates, just in penalties.
It's got to be close to 100 yards at least at this point.
And they lead only by 5. They trailed the entire first half.
Wow, talk about just a reversal in fortune. You got that play where you're nearly able to pick it off and take it to the house to a 15-yard penalty.
Yep.
Taking it up. It's just
the screen, but it was snuffed out well. The Pirates on defense, and they shipwreck the Roadrunners. The Pirates do on that play. It was a great-looking play. They tried a little bit of a roll to the far side, the pump, come back the other way and throw the screen, but the Pirates were sitting on it. They were waiting.
Yeah, it's like they knew it was happening before it happened.
Yep. So I liked also at our halftime interview, loved Mark Jackson's what he talked about younger players or players that want to go to the next level, what you need to do to love the game. And it doesn't matter. I mean, he talked about being a walk-on at Purdue and ends up making it and spending 9 years in the NFL. So hard work pays off.
Yeah. Another person not unlike that, only in basketball, Michael Jordan.
Fires up the middle. And it's going to be intercepted. Lettner's picked off by the Denver Pirates. Number 6 across the 40. He's got a convoy of blockers. He's trying to hit the sideline, and he'll be knocked out in Metro State territory. And we got a flag at the 30-yard line, Eric.
Yeah, it looks like a...
Is it a late hit?
Yeah, it looked like it. And he's got all the way back to the 35 of Metro. And honestly, he just ripped that ball out of the receiver's hands. I mean, the receiver had that ball. That was a catch. Ripped it out of his hands, runs down the field. Reminds me of a story you told me about yourself and Alex.
Oh, yeah. Long time ago. Dates. And we got an injury on the field. It looks like a Metro State Roadrunner is down near in between the 40 and the 45-yard line. 7:42 left on the clock. The Pirates lead the Roadrunners of Metro State 12-7. We'll take an injury timeout. George Holden, Eric Galsrin. We're at Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Third quarter action. Stay with us. You're watching and listening to Semi-Pro Football in the Colorado Football Conference right here on Steve Weed Media. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody, to Steve Weed Media. George Holden, along with Eric Galsron. 7:42 left on the clock. We had an injury looked by the Metro State Roadrunners, and that was number 55, Robbie Romero. And looks like he's going to be okay. He walked back to the sideline, and there's another penalty. There's been a lot of penalties so far. We started off with not a lot in this game, Eric, and it really kind of got out of hand.
Yeah, really.
With the penalties. So the Pirates, after the interception, they have a chance to add on to their 5-point lead. Metro State's defense has done everything they need to do. The offense just tonight has not clicked.
Yeah, they've done everything they need to do defensively, but offensively, they're just you've got the ball in your hands. You just got to bring it home.
In the flat, the pass for the Pirates to the 10, and he goes crashing out of bounds on the near side at the 7-yard line. Number 15 for the Denver Pirates. Good pitch and catch by them, and they're in striking distance of another score.
Yeah, that was a great throw by the quarterback. That the defender even jumped, and it was just out of reach. Perfectly thrown ball, perfectly.
Yep. Man, I'll tell you, the Pirates, and you alluded to it earlier in the first half, Eric. The Metro State defense has just been on the field too long, and it's starting to show. And so offensively, they're going to have to pick it up here in the second half.
Their offense, absolutely.
They have to. Trips receivers for the Pirates to the far side, one to the near side, one back to the right of the quarterback, number 10 for the Denver Pirates. Barks out the signals. Pump fake. Nope, he's going to hand off through the middle, banging away, and a great tackle to slow him up by Metro State. The big guy, it looks like number 92. Trying to look for him on this. This is a makeshift roster. We apologize. First game of the season. And we're trying to find these players, and that's number 92. Yep, still not seeing it. Well, these players should say these teams are still trading players this first week. So by next week, most of these teams in this conference will know where they're going to be. So our apologies for that. But we will have that stuff for you next week.
Yeah, and that was a great second effort by the Pirates to get some extra yard out of that because he was right there at the
He's a
line of
load
scrimmage.
to bring down.
Yeah, and he actually got like another 3 yards out of that play just from not giving up.
Yep. The quarterback, I formation, standard. Twins receiver to the near side. One receiver all the way split to the far side with one-on-one coverage. They hand off to the Pirates. And the ball came out momentarily. Boy, that would have been a huge break for Metro State. They forced a fumble earlier here on this near sideline. But the problem is when you force turnovers, Eric, coaches preaches, you get the turnover, you need to make points. You need to get points off it. It's no good if you don't generate points.
Yep, absolutely. You need to capitalize. When you get a pendulum swing like that and you get a break in momentum, you need to capitalize on it. And if you're not, you're just doing yourself a disservice.
Yep. So 12-7. Pirates threatening once again. 5:18 and counting in the third quarter here at Shea Stadium. We're in Highlands Ranch, Colorado on a beautiful evening in early May. I formation again. Pirates fake. He's going to roll to the far side, tries to loft it to the back. There's a great defensive play by the Metro State defensive back on the far side. Eric, as a defensive back, you can't play it better than that.
No, it was a great, just a superbly thrown ball, just superbly defended.
And I'll tell you, right here, field position comes back and scoring opportunities. Right here, if this is 4th and 1. If Metro State holds and forces the field goal, this is still very much a manageable game for Metro. If the Pirates get the touchdown, that puts a lot of heat on the Metro State offense.
It does.
You have to perform.
And Metro's had every opportunity to give their defense a break in this game, and they have not been capitalizing on it.
Nope. You got to help your teammates out, both sides of the ball. And early game 1 of the season, but definitely with the quarterback for Metro. And it looks like we have early movement before the snap of the ball up front.
Oh, that hurts. You're on the 1 foot line, and you get taken back.
Wow.
Start. Looks like they're going to be kicking now.
Yep. And We were just talking about it, and, you know, it's a mental mistake. You can't have those down close. That drives coaches insane when that stuff happens. Guys, we're knocking on the door of the 1 yard line, and you guys jump off sides. There's a difference between calling a play on 4th and 1 and 4th and 6. Your playbook changes. Everything changes. So, you know what? They're going for the field goal. Their ears were burning. They heard what, and Metro State's defense gets a break. The question is, will the offense answer?
Let's hope.
And Lettner, that's been a factor with ball handling in the first half. Snap is down. Kick is up.
And
it's good. So the lead extends for the Denver Pirates, but a great defensive stand by Metro State. Pirates 15, Metro State 7. 4:58 left in the third quarter. We'll take a quick break. Stick with us. You're watching and listening to Colorado Football Conference Football, Metro State Roadrunners on Steve Weed Media. George Holden and Eric Galsron in Highlands Ranch at Shea Stadium. We'll be right back. Back to action here at Shea Stadium. Semi-pro football in Colorado. The kick, Pirates with a 15-7 lead, and the bobbled kick return by Metro, trying to figure it out, and he gets through. He may go to the 50, to the 40. He's coming to the near sideline, the 30, the 20, and he's brought down at the 16-yard line. Wow! You talk about an answer for Metro State.
Yeah, but here's the problem, George. There's a flag, so we don't know if that's going to stick.
Correct.
2, it's a short field, meaning if they capitalize on some points here, even a field goal, their defense is right back on the field.
Absolutely. You almost want to say, if you're Metro State offensively, take your time scoring, getting into the end zone. Give your defense, right?
Yes,
give your defense
absolutely.
a break. And this comes down to play calling down here.
Yes.
And with your quarterback, who's shown in the first half, first game of the season, young guy probably, bobbling the football, trying to handle it, you've got that is not a talent issue. It is a psychological issue. You've got to be able to get this guy to calm down, breathe, relax a little bit, and go out and play loose and have fun.
He's got to stop thinking about the game and just play it.
Go out and react. Yep. And so guess what? You're right. The flag, that run, what a great return by Metro State, but it's all for naught. It's coming back.
Negated.
And I'm going to guess you it's probably a clip. Usually on kick returns and punt returns, that seems to be the notorious call, block in the back.
Illegal block in
or
the back.
a chop, something like that. And
Generally
wow.
one of the two.
But Metro State, he got chased down by the Pirates. That was foot speed for foot speed. If it wasn't for that one guy, he gets into the end zone. But Metro State, they got the ball at the 24. They've got to drive it down. They haven't done that yet tonight. Lettner out of the shotgun. Snap. He'll hand off. Going to the left side. His runner trying to find some room, and he's picking his way through. He'll get a couple about to the 29-yard line on the far side. Looks like number 6, Jordan Durham. You got to find, if you're Metro State, you're still very, very much in this football game, but it comes down to making the right plays and executing. If you're on offense, you've got to find a way to move the sticks. And sometimes, there's an old saying that says if you want to win, sometimes you got to be something that you're not. You got to find a way to make things work.
Well, they tried being creative on the onset of the game, and that backfired on them.
Really did.
I think, honestly, now's the time to be creative. Only they need to execute.
You have to know it's okay to gamble, but know when to gamble.
Absolutely.
You know? So here we go. Lettner out of the gun. A back to his right. A receiver split to each side. Shotgun again. He's been there most of the night. Here come the Pirates. They're bringing it. Lettner fires. He's got a receiver over the middle, and he is close. If they give him forward progress, he'll have it. We'll see where the officials. I think he's going to get it.
He's got it, unless they're
35-yard line. They're going to move the sticks. And it's the short routes. That's the one they scored on earlier in the game, bringing the guy from the slot underneath over the middle, a mismatch, and getting him to catch it in traffic, in stride, and breaking it.
Yeah, they keep feeding them the ball.
Yep, feed the horse. And great. Lettner looked very sharp and poised right there. Stood in the pocket, chopped his feet, found his guy. Give him those 5 to 7, 8-yard shots. Let him build his confidence. And that would be critical for Metro State offensively. Clock closing in at 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Having a lot of fun doing semi-pro football in Denver, Colorado. Lettner, he's going to fake. Sets up. Lettner's going to launch it. He's got a receiver. He's down there, and he reaches out his right hand. He touched it. It looked like his feet got caught up under him, but that could have been a catchable ball.
That was close.
But Lettner showing, you know what I like, Eric? He's showing no fear. He's made the mistakes. He's had that stuff, and he comes back, pulls the pin, and launches it. You've got to attack. As a quarterback, you've got to have that attack mentality.
And he does. We'll
So,
give him that.
Yep.
He's overcoming a lot of adversity from the first half.
You got to be in it to win it. 15-7, down by 8, 2:55 left in the third quarter. Having a lot of fun. Semi-pro football. Steve Weed Media. All these games will be archived. You can check them out on steveweedmedia.com and tell your friends and spread the word. Lettner drops back, fires again over the middle, and the pass is caught! Wow! To the 50, knocked out of bounds at the 40-yard line. What a throw, and what a gutsy catch. That's number 15, Jordan Lacavetta. He scored the only touchdown earlier, that thrilling touchdown for Metro State.
Yep, and they actually gave him a generous spot at the 39, so
I agree.
Take it.
I agree. But he has been the money man when they need it. Wow. So we talked about Metro State trying to come alive on offense, move the chains, go on a drive, give their defense a much-needed rest. And guess what, Eric? That's what they're doing. 1st and 10. Into Pirate territory. Lettner. Twins receivers to both sides. Hands off to his back. To the left side. Cuts upfield. He's got room. And he's close to the 30 and another first down. Great job by the Metro State offensive line on the left side. They blew open a gap. And he slashed right through it and made a big-time run. And I think Metro State's gaining confidence.
Not just confidence, but they're executing on their offense. They're moving the ball down the field now. The longest drive of the game that they've had thus far.
Yep, I agree. And sooner or later, things are gonna start to roll for you. But you got to get the train going. You got to get it moving.
Yeah, their defense is kept in this game, and now their offense needs to respond.
Yep, and it's an 8-point game. Question is, when Metro State, if they get in the end zone here, do they go for 2 and go for the tie? That's key. Lettner out of the gun, and the Pirates are pointing at Metro.
And Metro is pointing at the Pirates.
So let's see.
I'm going to say false start.
See what the officials are going to talk about it. Is it going to go against the Pirates? Encroachment.
Oh, my goodness.
On the Pirates.
Another
That's
break.
a first down. It was 2nd and 2. That's a first down. That's critical.
Another big break for Metro.
The Pirates have had a lot of yellow on green tonight. That's for sure. And after game 1, definitely something that, as a coach, that you'd have to work on.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's the first game. There's a lot of kids out there that have got the jitters. A lot of people out there that the first time playing in semi-pro, there's schemes defensively that they need to learn. And there's a lot out there going on.
Lettner, they had a botched play. They wanted to run a reverse, and Lacavetta ends up with it. And that looks like is there going to be a late hit.
Oh, wow.
On the near sideline by one of the Pirate
foul.
players. Wow, this is getting out of control. That's number 23, it looks like, for the Pirates. 33. And now he's walking away, and there's 2 flags by the 32. If that's unsportsmanlike conduct, that is big time. Wow.
That is the last thing that the Pirates needed right now.
48.9 seconds left, Eric, but added to that, if that is the case, they're moving the ball closer. This defense still gets that rest for Metro. They're getting a much-needed rest.
Much needed.
And if Metro scores down here, this defense has new life.
Oh, absolutely. Nothing will put life into a defense that's beleaguered like having
into the end zone.
Yes.
Thanks, guys. And then that's when you run on the field and go, about time.
Not just about time, but now they've got something to play for.
Better late than never, right? So,
right.
And there's going to be a timeout on the field with the 2 flags. 48.9 seconds left in the third quarter. This game is heating up. This is a competitive, exciting game. George Holden, Eric Galsred, stick with us, folks. You're watching and listening to Colorado Football Conference and the Metro State Roadrunners right here on Steve Weed Media. We'll be right back. Getting set here at Shea Stadium. Metro State with the ball, and they've got it on the 19-yard line of the Pirates, Eric. Their best-looking drive of the night. And I'll tell you, right now, with Metro State, they are really looking to get this into the end zone. And Metro State tries to go up the right side. Tries to go to the right side. 35 seconds. And I think Metro State, Eric, is going to be probably content to let this run out. They got a 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. They got really good field position here.
They do. And I can't believe that the Pirates, they had them for a loss, and you go and make a play like that. It was uncalled for completely.
Yep. And that's going to be this is the last play of the third quarter. Lettner fires in the front. He's got his receiver, Lacavetta, and he will get down to the 16-yard line. And, folks, we are 3 down and 1 to go from Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Metro State University's offense on the move, driving the football with a little help from the Pirates on the defensive side with penalties. We'll take a quick break. End of the third quarter. Third quarter. 15 minutes to go from Highlands Ranch, Colorado, the Pirates and Metro State. This one should come down to the finish. George Holden, Eric Galsred, you're listening and watching to Steve Weed Media and Semi-Pro Football in Denver, Colorado. Stick with us. The fourth quarter is straight ahead. Welcome back, everybody. Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Opening night of the semi-pro football season for 2018. We are the official voice of Metro State Roadrunner football. And, folks, by the way, if you've liked the broadcast, we're going to be doing them all this season. If you need live streaming, if you need to shoot infomercials, commercials for your business, anything video-oriented, SteveWeedMedia.com. Contact him and let him know today. Jared Lettner, the quarterback for Metro State, runs to the far side. He's close to the 10-yard line. This has been a good-looking drive, Eric, for Metro State, the best of the night.
Not only the best of the night, but exactly what the doctor ordered when
the right time.
At the right time. Your defense is gassed. They've been getting murdered the entire night, just drive after drive after drive, and they've been doing a phenomenal job. It's a miracle that the score isn't higher right now for the Pirates.
I agree.
So the mere fact that these guys are in this game and they're one score out of it is
one score and a 2-point conversion from tying the ball game.
Yeah, it's a testament to how great the Metro State defense has been playing.
And we've got, looks like a legal substitution. And number 59 for Metro State, there's a flag. He comes running out. And we'll try to get a name for number 59 there for the Roadrunners. Again, we've got makeshift rosters, first game of the season. There's still trades going on within the Colorado Football Conference. By week 2, most of these teams should have their final rosters solidified. We apologize for that. So there's a timeout on the field. Both teams. This is crucial. This could be one of the plays of the game. 4th and 7 at the 16 for Metro. Do you go for it on 4th, or do you go for the field goal here? And I mean, to me, honestly, Eric, points are at a premium. You've only got 7 if you're Metro State. Coming away with 3 is better than coming away with none.
Yeah, but you're in it to win it.
Yeah. I know that the chess pieces, it's different because I've been down on the sideline before. It's different when you're down there and you're trying to decide what's best. Do we want to cut it to 5 points? It's less than a touchdown. Do we put it on the defense again in order to get a turnover or a stop?
Yeah, honestly, the offense they need a score, and I think that they've got to go for it.
Well, let's see what they pull out of the bag.
And it looks like they are.
They're going for it. Lettner in the shotgun. Twins receivers to the near side. Twins to the far side. And one back with him. He's got time. Sets his feet. Fires! And it's picked off! The heart of the defense, number 4, makes the interception. And the ball goes flying up. But you know what? Lettner dropped back. Eric, he had plenty of time and throws it right to the linebacker for the Denver Pirates.
Yeah, I didn't see a receiver that was there, so I don't know if someone ran the wrong route or he just had the jitters. I'm not sure, but that, again, another blown opportunity that could have really sealed this offense to really give the defense something to shoot for. And now they come up empty-handed. They're inside the 20. In the red zone, you have a turnover.
Yep, that's like a dagger to the heart. But you know what? There's a lot of football left to play. 14:03, almost an entire quarter here, down by 8. Metro State led the entire first half. So this has been a hard-fought game. Points have come at a premium. And right now, I think if you're Metro State and you're Coach Cobb, you walk to your defense and say, guys, it's going to be on you.
Yeah, and it has been.
It's going to be on you. You're going to have to find it. And this reminds me of a couple years ago of the 2015 Denver Broncos with that lights-out defense they had. They had an aged Peyton Manning in his last year, and that offense struggled all season long. And they were beating teams with field goals. I mean, that's how good their defense was. And they won a Super Bowl with it. But it's tough to do that year in and year out.
Oh, absolutely. And if I was the Pirates right now, I would be this next play. I'd be spreading the field. I'd be chucking that ball downfield.
I agree. And a big thump by number 5, Aaron Knox for Metro State. Eric Knox came up and knocked on the Panther receiver and gave him a good shove.
Laid the wood.
That was a good hit. He's a solid ball player. You can tell from up here on the sidelines just the way he carries himself. He's a solid ball player.
Yeah, he battened down those hatches.
Yep, he comes in and brings it. Yep. So here we go. Under center. We've got another quarterback in for the Denver Panthers. I'm sorry, for the Denver Pirates, number 7. Hands off. So we've got the backup quarterback in now for the Pirates. Kind of strange.
Yeah.
It's an 8-point game. You've still got almost a full quarter left, and you just bring your starter who's done a pretty good job.
He's done a really good job.
Unless he's injured, we don't know about it. There could be, I don't know what the reason would be, but this could be a telling factor for Metro State with a new guy on the opposite side man at quarterback. Can you get to this guy?
Well, not just that, but is it going to spark more life into the Panthers, or is it going to put the nail in the coffin?
That's right. And so we've got an injured player. I want to say it looks like 56. That's Lorenzo Perry, if I'm correct, down about the 24-yard line. The Traders are looking at him. We'll take a quick timeout, injury timeout. 13:02 left in this football game. Still very much in doubt who's going to win this. Pirates lead by 8, 15-7. George Holden, Eric Galsron from Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. You're watching and listening to Semi-Pro Football CFC on Steve Weed Media. We'll be right back.
Oh, that's... Could be an ankle.
Number 56, Perry, comes out, was carried off. Hopefully he's going to be okay. Pirates with the handoff to the right side, and he gets wrapped up and lassoed and thrown down by that stingy Roadrunner defense of Metro State.
Wasn't unfortunately stingy enough. They got a first down on the play.
Looked like number 10, one of the tacklers, Brandon Halperin, for the Roadrunners.
Yeah, they had him dead to rights. All he had to do is tackle him backwards, but instead he spun him around.
And tried to drop him on the turf. That's called frustration. So the whole point is to make contact and drive them backwards. 15-7, like we said, this has been a very, very close football game. Nobody has a clear shot to win this. Number 1 with the carry for the Pirates on the left side, and he gets swallowed up and stuffed. Dropped back to the 20-yard line, and again, a swarming Roadrunner defense and another flag.
Oh.
And this has turned into flagorama in this football game. A lot of yellow on green here tonight. There's a flag at about the 22. The officials have been busy. A lot of little mini conferences going on, Eric.
Yeah, unfortunately too many.
Yep, I agree. And even for week 1, early on it looked like it wasn't really that bad. As this game has moved forward, there's been just a lot of it.
Yeah. Well, they picked the flag up.
Yep. So maybe that's not.
Nope. It's a penalty
On the
Moving 'em
Pirates. Checking
Wow.
in for the Roadrunners of Metro State, number 2, Ronnie Sears comes into the game now.
Wow. Back to the 11.
That hurts.
Yeah. So if these guys get a stop, it's looking really good for Metro to be in great field position.
Well, and I'll tell you, Metro State with that thrilling touchdown, that 95, 96-yarder in the first half, barring that, there hasn't been a lot of spark in that offense. And this defense is, sometimes the defense starts to wonder a little bit, even if we get the stop and get the ball back, when are you guys going to get moving? When are you guys going to get in? So you got to play till it's over. And the Pirates, and he was a step away from going, Eric.
Yeah, he was. Looks like he picked up 12 on that play.
Yep. So he'll pick up a chunk of what was done on the penalty, and the clock continues to move. Metro State, they're playing smart football on the defensive side, but at some point you've got to do something to try to jar that offense of the Pirates and get that ball back. And especially down close down this end, if you can force a fumble, a strip, something, and give a short field for your offense to work with.
Pick six, a strip fumble with a 6 attached to it.
Yep.
I mean, the offense for Metro needs all the help they can get. If the defense is able to capitalize, all the better.
The Metro State offense will look at this film and go, we got to take on UCCS next week, and they put up 57 in week 1. We got to be able to keep pace. Quarterback, plenty of time, fires, and it's caught.
And
Slingshots
short.
it. Yep. It'll be short of the first down. Good tackle by Metro State. Clock continues to move. And is Metro going to go for it, or are they going to? I would not. You'd think they'd want to punt down here.
2 yards.
That's a risk. That this with your back to your. Boy, that's tough.
Tell you what, this would be a great time for a trick play.
And this guy can kick. He's a good punter.
He can definitely get that ball probably down to the 25 if he wanted to. There's a lot of confusion going on the field at the moment.
Yep, trying to figure out personnel for the Pirates. You got 2 deep men for Metro State. And I apologize with the glare. It's tough to see some of these numbers from up in the press box. And the kick, he's got put some leg into that. And it's, and he lets it go, and it's going to drop. Are you kidding me? The 3rd punt tonight inside the 1-yard line. And it looked like at about the 20, but the Metro State return man, Eric, was going to field it, and then he just got out of the way.
He stepped out of the way.
Wow. So that's the 3rd time tonight that Metro State's going to have to go 99 yards for a score. Can they do it?
And there's
another flag at the 25-yard line. And there's clapping going on by the Metro State players, which would indicate
unsportsmanlike conduct.
The way it's gone tonight, probably the Pirates. But I'll tell you, Eric, I'm still wondering on if you're a returner at the 20-yard line, he had room to field that punt, make a move, and go. Instead, he hesitates, steps out of the way, and the Pirates get the roll. And early on, if I'm a punt returner, I did in the past years ago, I did return punts. If I've seen this guy already tonight pin us twice inside the 1, I'm making an effort to go ahead and go after the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I touched on earlier, like you've got the opportunity to give yourself 7 yards than to risk having it down at the 1.
Wow.
I mean, it's one thing if he's kicking it into the end zone. He's not. He's kicking it in playable field, and you're just not fielding the ball. Like, you've got to catch that ball.
Yep.
Like, even if it's a fair catch, you're still better off than
being stuck inside the 1 again.
Yeah, and just the every time the bounce goes with the Pirates as far as special teams go. Like, their special teams is phenomenal.
Yep, they're very, very good. Now, take away the Pirates. Take away the penalties in this football game they've committed. They'd be leading by a few scores here.
Oh, yeah. It would probably be like a 30-point ball game.
Because this game last year, if I remember correctly, with the Pirates and the Roadrunners, it was a blowout. Pirates dominated. This is an 8-point game right now in the 4th quarter. So, but if you're the Roadrunners in week 1, here's a few things. Number 1, you want to win at home always. Number 2, look at the score is this year as opposed to what it was last year. You're in it. You're that close. You're within striking distance from tying this football game up. But I think at some point offensively, you have to get in that huddle with your guys and say, guys, we got to do this one play at a time. Do your job. Don't worry about anybody else, what they're doing. Let's find a way to move the football down the field. And so now officials are deciding what they're doing, whether it's moving it back and how many yards the penalty will be. Because the scoreboard still says 1st and 10 from the 1.
Yeah, he's walking it off.
Yep, here it comes. And we're going to get a score update for you here on Steve Weed Media for one of the earlier semi-pro games. UCCS won, and the Raptors won from Colorado Springs. Both Colorado Springs teams won earlier.
Sharks beat the Steel City Rage 29-6.
And the Denver Sharks beat the Steel City Rage out of Pueblo 29-6. So, yep. Thank you, Holly, for the update score here on Steve Weed Media.
So a 15-yard penalty enforced from the spot of the foul puts them at the 30. Another break for Metro.
We're not keeping stats tonight on week 1, folks. But if we were keeping stats on penalties, this has been shoddy.
It's got to be close to 200 yards in penalties on the Pirates.
It is really, and it's an 8-point game. Wow. Lettner with the fake, fires and overshoots way over the head of his intended receiver on the far sideline at the 40. Lettner seems like he's a very fiery player, and yet he's got you get a little bit of happy feet down there in the pocket and overshooting. There's a difference between Eric as a quarterback when you're throwing to a guy like a Mark Jackson that's 5'9", and then the next play you come back to a 6'3" guy. You've got to adjust to size with personnel, and that can be tough for a young guy sometimes figuring that out.
He definitely has a lot of tenacity, and he's definitely not giving up and not giving in. He's still being assertive with the football. So credit to him for that. He's just got to make the connection.
Yep. Lettner wears number 1. A back behind him, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And the screen to the near side, and the Pirates saw that coming. Number 2 for the Denver Pirates plays really good defense and was closing in on the wheelman, which is number 5. That's Aaron Knox for Metro State.
There were 6 Pirate defenders right there in the area to thwart him getting anything on that play. That play was not going anywhere. It was better off that it was an incomplete pass than to take a loss on that.
I agree. Well said. Metro State, once again, if you're just joining us, they're in the navy blue with red and white trim. The Denver Panthers, white uniforms with black and gold trim. And this is a dogfight of a football game. Metro State, 3rd and 10. They got to make it happen. Lettner out of the gun again. Twins receivers to the near side, sets his feet. He's got time, and he gets tripped up. Great defensive play by the Panthers. Coming in from behind, clips his ankle. And he did a good job backing up when he felt outside pressure. He stepped up to the pocket, but that's a timing issue. You've got to go now. You can't hesitate. If he leaves a split second sooner, he might pick up that first down.
Yeah, and he had the green open space to be able to do it.
Yep, and so now another series for the Roadrunners. They're going to have to punt. And the punter is Nicholas Brady. He's back at about his 19-yard line. Under 9 minutes to play in this football game. Number 77 checks in. That's Aberdub Sahali Abdul, the big guy for Metro State. And another flag in the backfield. Wow. And 77 will now come out. Delay of game. Another score, the Northern Colorado Nightmare are beating the Colorado Springs Flames 23-6 in the 4th quarter. So earlier, UCCS Colorado Springs team, they get a win. The Raptors of Colorado Springs, they get a win. And the Flames are down right now. And the kick, the bounce, good bounce, all the way through the 40 to the 35, continues to roll about the 33. Good punt by Metro State. Nicholas Brady, a bright spot there. So 8:20 left in the game. Again, Eric, Roadrunners have struggled on offense. One big play put them on the board and gave them the lead the entire first half by 1 point. And in the second half, the Pirates decide to come down, cash in, get a touchdown, miss a 2-point conversion, and then they get a field goal. So the Pirates have scored twice in the second half, and Metro State hasn't been able to match that.
No, they have not. And it'll be interesting to see what happens now with the defense, who has been on the field most of the game for Metro. So 8 minutes left, 8:20 in the game. We've got still a lot of football left. I have a feeling that the Pirates have a huge opportunity to run away with this right now.
I agree. The Pirates, I formation, standard receiver to each side. Hands off to 31 on the left side, and met hard by Metro State, the linebacker core. They stopped that in its tracks. And number 33 will check in for Metro State. That's David Baker.
And this is the part of the problem with putting in your backup starter for the Pirates, because your starter had a cannon who could get that ball down the field in a hurry. And I don't know, we haven't seen anything from the backup yet.
We don't know why he was pulled. We have no idea. The game was only an 8-point game, and then we see the backup number 7. So there'll be a story to tell after that. And he botches it and fumbles it under center, but gets on top of it. Metro State was licking their chops for a second there. They thought they had a fumble. But again, let's be honest, Eric. At this point, if you're Metro State on the defensive side in that huddle, you might be saying, "Guys, the offense is having a bad night. We need to find a way to score."
Yeah,
It's just
Absolutely.
that kind of night. It's a team effort, but it's that kind of night. It's not happening. We got to find a way to get a pick six, get a fumble, do what we got to do to get in the end zone.
Got to find a way to win.
Well, the old saying holds true, right? Offense sells tickets and defense wins championships. And that's just how it's always been. As high tech as the game of football gets with all the throwing and the acrobatic catches, you got to play rock solid defense to win. And another whistle and another flag.
I'm going to guess false start.
I'm not even going to challenge you on that. Flag's at about the 33-yard line. You're right. False start. Wow. And this is really, even for a week one game, this has gotten out of control. It really has with the penalties.
And it's on both sides of the ball, too. Like
yes.
Initially, it was just the Pirates' offense that was getting called for fouls. Now their defense in the second half is matched them. They really need to clean up a lot of football. But honestly, you figure these guys clean up their mistakes with the penalties and the drop passes and blown opportunities.
Score's a lot different.
Oh, gosh, yeah. And so they've got a lot that they've got going for them as far as the Pirates are concerned. If they come out with the win, they're going to be grateful for it with the sloppy football as they've played. And if Metro comes out with the win, then, you got to hand it to the defense for being as gritty as they've been.
Absolute lights out. And the scores that they have given up, I'm going to be honest, just that one score in the first half where he had that run through the middle, that was a great play call. The other ones, I'm telling you, you get tired being down there on the field, having to chase people, hit people, all that. And after a while, things start to add up. It puts mileage on you, and you're not able to make the plays. So the punting unit comes out again. And, boy, I'll tell you, flags on the far side of the field. And I'm wondering if we have too many people in for Metro State. Because number 25 checks out for the Roadrunners.
Yep, it goes against Metro.
For too many players on the field.
Yep.
Another whistle to
All
get
right.
set. And if Metro State has learned anything tonight about the punting team from the Denver Pirates, this guy has a leg he can kick and he'll pin you deep. So find a way to field the ball.
I got to tell you, this kicker for these guys, if he's a young guy, he's going to find himself in the NFL before too long.
3 kicks inside the one, that's not common. You don't see that happen. The guy is a sharp, he's a sniper. He knows right where to lay it. Right where to lay it. There'll be a timeout on the field. We'll take a quick timeout as well. 6:14 left in this football game at Shea Stadium in Highlands Ranch. And right now the Pirates getting ready to punt, leading 15-7 over Metro State. You're watching and listening to Colorado Football Conference, the Metro State Roadrunners, and Steve Weed Media. George Holden and Eric Galstra. Stick with us, folks. We'll be right back. And the punt team getting ready for the Denver Pirates. He has knocked 3 inside the 1-yard line tonight alone. This one's a lot shorter. And, boy, I'll tell you what, Metro State is going to have a lot better field position. 6:08, Eric. They have plenty of time, but this comes down to 2 things in my estimation, play calling and execution.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think it's even play calling that's been the problem. It's just lack of execution. And that's been the story for both sides offensively in this game, is a lack of execution. You've had a lot of penalties on the Pirates, who've been able to just get chunk yards at different points in the game. And then you've got the other side with Metro, where they haven't been able to get anything other than one 96-yard scramble. And
that's pretty much been it.
And then 2 series ago was the biggest amount.
They
that
got down to
had.
the 19. Actually, yeah,
16.
inside the 10.
Yeah, they were at essentially the 10-yard line, and then they end up turning the ball over when they were right there to be able to tie the game.
Yep. And here comes Lettner and company for Metro State. Fires
Picked.
down the middle, and it's picked off again. Number 29 for the Denver Pirates with another interception. I believe that's the third interception for Lettner on the night. And there is a player.
That might be Lettner.
It looks like it could be at the 20-yard line. Is that Lettner? He put a little bit of air under that football, and he might have taken a wicked shot after letting that ball go. So the question is, boy, we hope he's okay. Injury time out here at Shea Stadium. Stick with us. We hope he's all right. 6:02 remaining in this football game. Pirates lead 15-7. George Holden, Eric Galsrin, Steve Weed Media, and Semi-Pro Football in Denver. We'll be right back. Stick with us. Welcome back to Shea Stadium and Highlands Ranch. Eric Lettner, number 1, the quarterback for Metro State, took a big shot on first down and came limping. He is out of the game. There's a new quarterback in the shotgun for the Roadrunners. The toss to the near side, looking for some help, trying to get through, and it looks like number 17 is the quarterback. Javon Reed Harris is the new quarterback.
And you notice that interception turned over. So another break for Metro State.
Yep. Good call, Eric. Boy, you're getting pretty good at this. Wow. I don't know. And
they're getting break after break. It's almost like fate or destiny.
Well, it's willing them to win, but here's the thing about opportunities. If you don't take advantage of them, they don't matter. They're obsolete. You've got to take advantage when opportunity knocks. So let's see if a change of pace here allows the Roadrunners, and he gets swallowed up by that Pirate defense. They swashbuckle him to the ground. How do you like that one? Eric Galsrin's excited. He's laughing. And another flag. I'm shocked.
Oh.
At the 35-yard line. I just, yeah. This has been a night to remember for penalties. I will say that.
No, this is a night you want to forget in penalties.
Yeah, you'd think. If you're the Pirates, it's something you got to work on. Let's switch gears a little bit. Next week, week 2 of Colorado Football Conference, right here at Shea Stadium, we'll have your Metro State Roadrunners hosting the UCCS Mountain Lions of Colorado Springs. Other games, the Rocky Mountain Wildfire at the Colorado Springs Flames. Colorado Raptors will be at the Denver Sharks. The Denver Pirates will be at the Northern Colorado Nightmare. And the Steel City Rage of Pueblo will be at Inglewood to take on the Eagles.
Okay, so you get sacked.
Yep.
You're have 15 yards to go to get a first down. Then you have an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the Pirates. Gives you, at Metro State, another first down.
Yep, absolutely. And on the carry there, that play took a long time.
And another flag.
And another flag. The ball carrier was Aaron Knox for Metro State, but yeah.
Boy, if you're the Pirates coach, you need to call a timeout and you need to rally your guys and just smack every single one of them on the helmet and tell them that, like, wake up and stop making stupid mistakes out of frustration.
Not only that, but as a coach, you want to look at your guys and say, why do you want to make it easier on these guys? I mean, by all these penalties shooting ourselves in the foot, we're allowing them to stay in this football game.
Exactly. And not just stay in the football game, but you're ahead and you're giving these guys opportunities to catch up.
Yep. That's why it ain't over till it's over, and that's why you play 4 quarters, 2 halves, all that good stuff. Sportsmanlike conduct on the
Another
Denver
15-yard
Pirates.
penalty. Back-to-back 15-yard penalties on the Pirates.
Wow. So Metro State, as you said, Eric, we've been saying it all night, another big break. Here's another opportunity. You're knocking on the door. Are you going to go through it? And that's what we need to see. They've only got 7 points. If they get a touchdown down here and get a 2-point conversion, we got a tie ball game. And Javon Reed-Harris, the backup quarterback, is in for the Roadrunners. Let's see what he can bring to the table. They're trying to figure out personnel. We got a player, number 4, walking across the field for the Denver Pirates. And not quite sure.
I'm guessing he got ejected from the game for unsportsmanlike conduct, and the refs are waiting to start or resume action.
Till he leaves.
He's going to the locker room, no doubt.
And he's getting, he'll be walking out.
Unceremoniously leaving the field.
Yep. Something you never want to see. Here we go. Harris drops back, rolls to the right. He's in trouble. He loses the ball. Is it a fumble? Are they going to rule that a fumble?
I think you have to. Do they recover it inbounds, out of bounds?
He looked like he was trying to throw and his arm was going forward, so another flag.
Unsportsmanlike. Oh.
The Pirates are saying it's a fumble. Another turnover by Metro State.
Which is going to be negated by a penalty.
Unbelievable.
Unless they tack it on after the play and then 15 yards back.
Even for game 1, for the amount of penalties, it's sloppy. This is sloppy play at this point. And Metro State comes to the sideline.
Beleaguered.
That's a good word. That's a great adjective for it. And they're going, what do we got to do to capitalize on these breaks here? Again, you learn more on video from a loss than you do a win. I hate to say it, but you do. When you go in there and your coaching staff shows you where you shoot yourself in the foot the entire game. Here, over and over and over. Guys, we could have had this here. Guys, we could have had this here. And you're hoping
at this point, it's not even the foot.
It's just mutilation, self-mutilation at this point.
Wow. They're backing them up.
Yep.
Now, who's maintaining control of the ball? Let's see.
Is it going to be Metro? It looks like Metro's defense is going out there because number 17, the quarterback, came out. Another unsportsmanlike conduct by the Pirates. They get the turnover, but they back them up.
So the turnover counts.
Yep.
Well, that's a break for them.
Yep. Finally. And look at it, just to give you a quick shout early, the Colorado Football Conference Administration, Marketing Chairman Lance Peltier this season, Official Supervisor Sean Burrow, Secretary Stephanie Rowland. She's also the Treasurer, Assistant Commissioner Stephen Crosby, and Eric Chacon is the Commissioner for 2018 for the CFC. And he's here tonight. And a big run by number 1 of the Pirates. Impressive on the far side. That was a punishing physical run. Broke several tackles.
And I'm not sure where he actually went down at, but if it's where he ended up, he's going to be at the 45.
Wow.
They're wasting a lot of time out there.
They sure are. Under 4 minutes to play. Clock continues to run. The Pirates hanging on to an 8-point lead, and they've got the ball at their own 38-yard line.
Still plenty of time left. If Metro State is able to get a stop, still plenty of time to get down and strike, especially with the amount of penalties that they've got. They must have gotten close to 300 yards in penalties now.
Here comes the Panthers off to the right side. Once again, door is shut on defense by Metro State.
Doing a phenomenal job.
The Pirates. Yes, we have said Panthers a couple times tonight. It is the Pirates. And that's why we're going to use adjectives like swashbuckling and shipwrecked. So we can remind ourselves, as our producer and chief laughs, he had to remind us. Yeah. You can have play calls like right side matey. Starboard, left. Must be getting late in the night. We're getting loopy. 2:50 and counting here in the fourth quarter. Pirates want to try to put the nail in the coffin and get a couple more first downs and try to run this clock out. Metro State's played really good defense. Can they make a play?
Oh, nope.
And, yep, he's right at the sticks. I think he got enough to move it, Eric.
He got it.
And that's a killer for Metro State.
It is.
And they're trying to substitute guys and do everything they can. But right now on defense, you know, you got to be trying to strip, punch that ball out, do whatever you got to do to try to get one last shot at getting into the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, the Pirates have done every single thing in their power to let Metro State win this game.
Yep. We used to have a play in football on the defensive side when they sent everybody, and they called it Wild Bunch. Everybody just gets after it, pins their ears back. There's a timeout on the field. Pirates on their sideline.
No timeout.
No.
The clock's still running.
Clock's still running, yep. And there we go. You're right. Now there's a timeout. A 2-minute warning here at Shea Stadium and Highlands Ranch. Denver Pirates with the football on the 48-yard line. Metro State has played rock-solid defense all night, but guess what? It may not be enough. There's 2 minutes left in this football game. We'll see what happens. George Holden, Eric Galsrud. Stick with us, folks. You're watching and listening to the Colorado Football Conference. This is Metro State University Roadrunner Football on Steve Weed Media. Stay with us. We'll bring you the last 2 minutes of this football game in Denver. Welcome back to Shea Stadium. George Holden, Eric Galsrud, semi-pro football in Colorado, northern Colorado. 1st and 10 at the 48 for the Denver Pirates. Motion across out of the shotgun. He'll hand off to the right side. Good shoestring tackle by Metro State right around midfield. It'll be 2nd down after a couple. The clock continues to run, 1:45 and counting. Metro State, it's a sense of urgency now, Eric. They got to find a way to make a play.
They do, and they need to do it fast.
Yep. Time is of the essence. It's not on their side. And again, I can't say it enough, the defense has just played lights out most of the night. They've given up some scores, yes, but they've been on the field a long time. The offense, barring the one long touchdown, the 95-96-yarder, really for Metro State, it's been all for none on offense. They've really struggled. And a timeout on the field. 1:23. Coach Cobb is going to talk to his guys. And as a coach, what do you say down here with 1:23 remaining, down by 8?
You tell the defense, do anything you can to strip that ball to get possession back. That's the only way at this point that Metro is going to come out of here with the W is or even go into overtime.
Send it to overtime. Yep.
I mean, you got to come up with a strip. You got to come up with something. And obviously, these guys the Pirates aren't going to be throwing the ball anymore at this point.
No, you wouldn't think so.
Unless there's something that they have up their sleeve. I mean, ball security at this point is paramount. So they're not going to want to turn the ball over. So they're going to be running it. You got to figure out a way to strip that ball.
Yep. You got to hope get a little bit of luck on your side as well and the right opportunity. So here we go, the final 1:23, 2nd and 8 for the Pirates right from midfield. Heading to the north end zone. Metro State on defense, left side. The big guy runs, rumbles through, punishing run, gets over the 45 to the 44-yard line into Roadrunner territory. Clock 1:10 and counting.
And we've got a 3rd and short. We got 2 yards to go here before we either get the stop and then get them pinned back again on the 1 yard line, or we get a turnover. I mean, they're running the ball. You've got to find a way to get a turnover.
Yep. So 50 seconds, and the Denver Pirates are content to milk this clock for what they can get. But, boy, a lot of penalties in this one. Pretty good defense by both teams.
Great defense by both teams.
Just really good defense. A lot of penalties, man. Like I said, I can't remember the last football game I saw with that many penalties. Hopefully, that'll get cleaned up. And the hit, and a good hit, swarming team tackling by Metro State.
Too little, too late.
Yep, you're right. And it takes 3 phases to win. And again, in the special teams side, I mean, how often does a punter for the Denver Pirates have 3 punts inside the opponent's 1 yard line? That doesn't happen all. That's very rare. That was critical for field position for Metro State on the offensive side. And guess what,
we've
folks?
Got a ball game.
That's going to do it. The first week of semi-pro football in Colorado is officially in the books. Tonight, the Metro State Roadrunners, the home team, hard-fought game, but they fall short 15-7 to the Denver Pirates. George Holden along with Eric Galserin, and that's Shea Stadium. And Eric, after getting through this first game here tonight, Metro State, we're going to be doing the games this season. They will be hosting UCCS from Colorado Springs, the Mountain Lions, next week coming up here. Your thoughts after finding out that UCCS put up 57 points earlier?
Well, if you're on the defensive side looking at it, you're really happy with where you're at, because the defense has done an absolutely phenomenal job. Honestly, this game here comes down to a lack of execution on the offensive side of the ball, and had they been able to execute and put some yards and sustain drives and capitalize on points and not turn over the ball, they could have easily snuck out of here with the win. But again, same thing could be said for the Pirates,
right,
who also, I mean, it had to have been 300 yards in penalties.
Could have been. It was excessive penalty-wise, and it was only an 8-point ball game. So whether you take away all the penalties for the Denver Pirates, the score could have been much, much different than it was here tonight. Hopefully that was a week 1 issue, and that will be ironed out and fixed going into round 2. Folks, George Holden, Eric Galserin. Look, again, we'll go over real quick next week. The games coming up for next week in the CFC. Week 2, Steel City Rage out of Pueblo will be at Inglewood to take on the Eagles. The Denver Pirates, they'll travel to take on the Northern Colorado Nightmare. The Colorado Raptors will go take on the Denver Sharks. The Rocky Mountain Wildfire will be in Colorado Springs to take on the Flames. And as we said before, the UCCS Mountain Lions of Colorado Springs, they're 1-0. They will travel here to Shea Stadium next Saturday night to take on these Metro State Roadrunners, who come out here just short 0-1 to start the season. Folks, that's going to do it for us here tonight. Hope you've enjoyed it. This has been a special presentation of Steve Weed Media. And check out steveweedmedia.com for live streaming, infomercials, anything shooting video. Steve Weed, he's your guy, located out of Colorado Springs. So for everybody here at Highlands Ranch, at Shea Stadium, for our owner, Galserin, here tonight, I'm George Holden saying have a fun and safe weekend. We'll see you next Saturday night pregame at 6:50 right here on Steve Weed Media. So long, everybody, from Shea Stadium.
Have a good night.